Sunshine State, the great state of Florida. And what does your Uncle Charlotte always say? The craziest people in America come from the Bronx and all of Florida.
I'm Big Bubba, cross my black car. It's booby traps and pit bulls cross my backyard. I'm still strapped, boy, these handguns on Vanguard. I like going against the grain cause my head hard. Babe, I used to thug hard to see this crack hard. I don't duck nothing but the motherfucking task force. Me and two Root running shit, we like the fat boys. Paid cash for it, so I try this and fast forward. I put it all in your face like you asked for. Most of you love frontin' like the dashboard. I get it chalked out like the blackboard. I got the ghetto off glass like the backboard. Most of my ride till it ain't no gas for. We been outside like ain't no map for. Been outside like ain't no map for.
I swear to God, these motherfucking jits in Florida is different. Man, I was at this house the other night. Gave her a little son one melatonin, thinking this little motherfucker gonna go to sleep. Hell no, the little motherfucker ain't go to sleep. I ended up giving this little the whole goddamn bottle. He ate them all. It was up all motherfucking night. I ain't getting
I'm
no
in all
peace.
white ones. Picture could get me a Cy Young. We feel like nuns. No giving like Spice One. We feel like bums. Don't change that I might run. Feel like bunch. Shit sit when the price jump. I got white bumps. These bags kill it price plump. You only die once. I know you a snake with a sliced tongue. I can't trust you. I'ma dust you. Ain't no checking temperature. It's you, then it's you. These laws I'm stuck to. You know how many 12-12s I run through? My get cut, but my girlfriends get cut loose. My get hit like kung fu. I love the streets, but they never told me I love you.
Yeah, I already know. I'm straight from Florida, G. You know, bottom of the motherfucking map. Home of motherfucking Uncle Luke. Home of Trick Daddy. Home of Kodak Black. Nothing but gold teeth, wigs, and motherfucking sticks. You already know. Bottom of the map. FLA. Shaped like a motherfucking Hezbollah. Have me, want it. Look, I ain't got no damn business at church. Cause all I be doing is looking at damn prints in that bitch. I'm talking about, man. You know how up it is? Like, you ever got hard in church before? Like, ain't that some shit? You get hard in church and you in that, like, you know you wrong. You know you wrong, but...
Welcome back. You're back on the bench podcast, home of sports music and mayhem. Don't forget we're available on all, and I do mean all podcast streaming platforms, including here on YouTube. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Got a slightly new setup here, so just trying to make sure we all good. Let us know if you can hear us.
These chairs generally don't flatter us, I hate to say it. We both look a little chunky.
I was hooping this morning. And almost got hurt.
Oh no.
But when I fell, Lemar was like, man, you gotta lose some weight. Or something like that. He's like, you too heavy up top. Like, you too heavy up top, man. And that shit, it messed with me the rest of the day, man.
Really?
Yeah, man. When a guy tells you, Levi's like a real hooper, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's super in shape, trains other guys. So when a guy like that says something, it's like, yeah, it's time. It's time. But I had to tell him, like, I've been lifting a lot too. They ain't all fat. Some of that is muscle.
Some.
And then I wear my like this waist thing to try to like burn more fat. Yeah. So I look bigger than what I am when I'm playing ball.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. Lean out for that.
But still.
Lean out for that.
He called me fat, so. All right.
Like a little too heavy up top. Like it almost like makes it so you can't balance yourself.
Yeah, he's like, man, you too heavy up top, man.
It's not even like he's calling you fat as much as you say like you just can't move around.
Damn, Lee. All right. Well, today we got a good show for you guys. We got and we're going to be talking about some NBA and some NFL. Matter of fact, we probably get into that right now while before James get in. I had two stories, but it only works with James in here.
All right. You had two stories.
Like two quick stories that make sense, that ties in with what we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
All right. So let's get into this, man, because one thing I like about the NBA, we talked about in the beginning of the season, what the fans complaining, what the NBA needed to do, right?
Yeah.
But one thing for certain is every single year since the beginning of time, after All-Star break, the NBA gets really interesting. That's when the guys, they pick it up and start really playing ball.
Yeah.
It looks different. It's a different product. Basketball right now is a different product than within September.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons for that, though.
You know,
there's a lot of reasons.
Playoff positioning.
Well, yeah, you've played enough of the season so that you know, like, okay, here are the teams that are good, here are the teams that aren't good, and now you're kind of jockeying for position. You're past the trade deadline, so any teams that have made significant moves are now like rocking with those moves, and other teams who maybe have liquidated kind of have accepted what they are. And then you're kind of sitting there like, again, football's done, like now it's you. This is your time. And so I think just the whole energy of it, the competitiveness is there. Did you hear that thing about the 40-20 rule?
No.
Yeah, I guess Phil Jackson said this many years ago, but it's like, how do you determine what a contender is in the NBA? And he said it's easy. It's the 40-20 rule. And so any team that wins 40 games before they lose 20 is, by rule, a contender. Any team that loses 20 before they win 40 is essentially a pretender. And something like 15 out of the last 16 years, that's been true.
Okay.
That the team that wins the title has had at least 40 wins before 20 losses.
And that was Phil Jackson.
Yeah, Phil Jackson.
All right,
he knows a thing or two about winning.
Yeah. Knows a thing or two about winning, and knows a thing or two about white women too.
Does he?
He was with
Jeannie Buss.
Jeannie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying she ain't white, but like, it's not exactly the white woman you want.
Jeannie fits the bill.
No, she doesn't.
She doesn't?
She's been around the league too long. She probably fucked Magic Johnson.
So?
It's not what you were talking about last week.
No, maybe not. Maybe not too much.
Yeah, so.
I
don't know if you want to follow Magic Johnson either. Phil didn't have any trouble, I guess.
You know what's funny about that? I was thinking about posting this on Facebook the other day, and I didn't because I just had a lot of eyes on me. But I took this Asian girl out one time.
Yeah?
I took this Asian girl out from Pine Hills. And we went out. I took her to the movies, and we did a couple other things. And I had full plans to do something with this Asian girl, meaning nighttime stuff, grown people stuff.
Intimate activities.
And she was like, yeah, and I'm gonna make you some oxtails and rice and.
Was
and
she like
peas.
a Caribbean Asian?
No, she's Asian but lived in Pine Hills. And I was like, nah, that's it. I can't do this anymore.
For real?
Yeah, because I want an Asian girl. I don't want oxtails and peas and rice.
She was an urban Asian girl.
I want, and it made, it sounds what it sounds like. It is what it is.
You want white rice.
I want some.
And maybe some Kobe beef.
I thought that's what I was stepping into.
Not if she's from Pine Hills.
But you fast forward 10 years later, this girl, she posted a picture of some oxtails, just randomly.
The same girl.
Same girl. But she's like a successful lawyer. She's making like $300,000, $400,000 a year.
Really?
Yeah, living out on the West Coast.
On the West Coast? She left the area.
Yeah. A lot of people
could have rode those coattails right out there.
Right out to Hollywood, man. She's living the life. She's probably making more than that, honestly. She's like a big top of her firm type stuff.
Damn, I can't believe it.
I could have been the one.
You could have been.
Yeah.
You turned her down because she offered you oxtail.
She's with a white man now, so.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure he's taking care of her.
She's probably taking care of him.
Probably so.
She's the big swinging dick in that relationship. That's great.
Anyway, Luka, man. Luka returned, not returned to Dallas. Dallas came to L.A. First time he's played. He's played on the right side. I just thought that was a funny quote from Dorian Finney-Smith. about playing with Luka and LeBron. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm always butt naked, wide open.
Yeah.
Because those guys garner so much attention, and you know, and that's
He'd
what
be a
those
big
role
hit at the
players.
Parliament House.
But man, just watching that game and watching the Lakers, man, that's the draw now. Matter of fact, I saw something else where that was the highest viewing game the NBA has had this season. It was like something like 3.2 million.
And it was, I mean, to be fair, it was a 10 o'clock game.
That's a
Which
late game.
can be tough for ratings. I mean, 10 o'clock game on a Tuesday night is your highest rated game of the year. That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty impressive. I'm sure when he goes back to Dallas, that game would be even more.
That would just be way more
crazy.
compelling, just simply because you'll have the fans reacting to his return.
Yeah.
That will be definitely a different dynamic.
Yeah.
And I kind of wish that the trip to Dallas was before
the first
trip.
one.
Yeah, that would have been extra special
Yeah,
for
yeah.
everybody involved. Kyrie, bro, he shaved his beard.
Yeah.
He looks weird.
He looked weird, and you can see. I forgot he had like the dark things in his face, but yeah, when you shave your beard, all of that highlights. He looks a little weird, but the game's still the same.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he was pretty.
The game's still
pretty
the
awesome.
same. He's you know, he was scoring all over the place, and it was a
Couple
competitive game.
steals too.
Yeah.
He
It's
got one on Luka. Luka tried to post him and he stole it.
Yeah. But they were chanting thank you, Nico, in the crowd.
And he was there.
He was there. Luka. They said Luka talked to everybody but him and Kid.
Okay.
He talked.
So
He
he
literally
holds
talked to
issues
every
with
single
Kid.
player. Huh?
He holds issue with Kid then.
Yeah, he holds issues
Oh,
with
okay.
Kid.
Okay.
Even though Nico says that Kid wasn't a part of the decision-making process.
Yeah.
But you know, he thinks he was, man.
Yeah, that is interesting because,
like
in the press conference early with Dallas, like Kid was looked like he was a hostage.
Yeah.
Like he did not look like this was his move or that he signed off on it or even knew. So that is funny that he has an issue with Kid.
But do you see what I was saying a couple of weeks ago about like Luka's just not gonna change? Like he's gotten
Oh,
like
he got a T in the
he's
first
gotten
3
like
minutes.
yeah, he's gotten like 5 or 6 texts since he's been to
Yeah.
LA already,
Which
and
I-
all of them are like arguing with the
Yeah,
ref.
no, the criticisms that Dallas have of him are wholly legitimate. The decision to trade him may not be justified, and what they traded him for is not a good deal.
That's my thing.
But the criticisms are legitimate. You're at home, you're playing your former team, and again, 3 minutes into the game, you get a tech for shouting at the referee and staying behind the play. Like, what is that? That's just like mental instability. It is. There's no need for that. It benefits. It doesn't benefit the team. It doesn't benefit you as getting a call down the line. You're just a dick, like in the mind of literally every official in the league.
Yeah.
You are a dick, and they're not afraid of you because you're such a dick.
Yeah.
Like I remember hearing some stories that like people might have been afraid of Allen Iverson. That they would just, when he yelled at him, it unsettled him. Like, I don't know. But, I mean, and it's stupid and it's pointless. And, again, at some point, like, grow up and get it out of your game. I mean, if there's a bad sign for the Lakers, that was it.
Yeah. But, just knowing, because he's one of my favorite players. I watch so much of his games. Once you kind of, that's just not going anywhere. Like, I was so confident that's not going anywhere because that's just a part of him. He was, 15, 16 years old in those highlight tapes coming into the draft doing that. Like, that's just a part of him.
Yeah.
I don't think he's able to change that. But, I wonder, like, how, like, I try to watch LeBron when those things happen.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it's so opposite. Like, LeBron, he'll, if he misses, if a call is missed, right? He'll make some type of gesture or whatever, but he's never going crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I rarely see LeBron get teched up because if he's going hard at the official.
Well, I also think he does. I wouldn't say they're afraid of him, but they treat him differently.
There you go.
He gets a longer leash on that stuff.
Oh,
and
okay.
he doesn't, they don't They don't.
He probably
go as
doesn't
quick
say.
to
He
that.
probably doesn't say a lot of the magic words too.
That's true.
Luka saying
But
all
I'm not,
of the magic
I'm not
words.
a magic word guy.
But some of those referees are.
No, and I think if you are a magic word guy, you are not a man. You're not. You're not. You are a bitch and a hoe. If you have magic words, and those could be your magic words. But I just think that you're stupid. Like, you're going to yell at me and do whatever, and I'm cool with it unless you say these 4 words. Like, come on, man. Like, either you're right or wrong. Either you're justified in a complaint or not.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. But you know, the weird thing, and again, I didn't catch the end of the game because I passed out. But apparently, like, LeBron, like, kind of went down the tunnel a little early.
Okay.
And so there was a little bit of a talking point of what was that all about. I'm not sure. So that was a little fascinating to me. I don't know if you heard or saw anything about that.
No, I didn't see.
Okay.
I didn't see anything about
Okay.
that.
But yeah, I wasn't sure like what was going on with that. But like to your point though, when Luka got that early tee, I'm thinking 2 things. Is this guy stupid enough to get kicked out of this game? You know, because
Yeah.
you do that 3 minutes into the game, you don't give yourself a lot of leeway to have an issue later.
Exactly.
You know, and then the other part of that is like, I didn't see LeBron react to that at all.
I didn't. That's what I'm saying. I
Yeah,
try to look
yeah,
his way, but
yeah.
he hasn't been reacting to
Yeah.
that. So I'm curious to know that. But where do you think they can go with this iteration of this team? We talked about them needing like this big man,
Yeah.
and they don't have it. So like, where do you see this team really realistically going?
I think they're going to be a damn tough out. I wouldn't want to play them in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, because they have.
No
2
matter what team you are,
No,
OKC.
I would not want to play them. Like, I'm not saying, when I say that, they
No, I know
can
what
be
you mean.
beaten, and OKC is a better basketball team.
Yeah.
But if you find yourself in close games, they might have the 2 best guys on the floor.
Yeah.
And that's tough to beat sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and so in that, I would be concerned about playing them
Yeah.
in a playoff series. They're dangerous at this point. You know, and they might add another piece or 2 in the buyout market. So I'm not convinced that what we see right this moment is the final iteration of this Lakers team.
Well, they tried to bring Alex and Lynn in, but he's a bum.
He's always been a bum since birth. He came out to Coochie as a bum. They shouldn't have given him a baby name, just like right there at the hospital, just put bum under his name.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. Well, we'll see where they go from here and all of that good stuff, man.
Yeah.
If you guys want to come up here, did you turn your mics on? Huh?
Just
I can show you. Come on up here, man.
They on.
We here now.
They on.
I think she got it going.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Turn it all the way though. As long as you got it all the way, you good.
You hear me?
Yeah.
You good?
You're-
All right.
say something sweet, chick.
Mic check.
Mic check.
There you go. There you go. Well, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man? What's up?
It's Baldhead James at VybeStarters. All right. Took a little while to get here.
Yeah.
You trying to blame other
I had to
people?
go pick up stuff I had to drop off to y'all, you know, and plus, you know, life itself.
Nah, I was just clowning, man. This an open set here, man. So it's all love. It's all good. Y'all need something to drink? You want something to drink or something?
I got the new Red Bulls over there.
The new Red Bulls?
Yeah, you know, I can't advertise though.
I didn't know they had new Red Bulls.
I didn't know they had new Red Bulls.
It just dropped apparently today. Everywhere
Oh,
I went,
really?
they had them in the stores.
Bubba's still waiting for the new Truly to drop. Heard it
Well-
comes with a free tampon.
Let me start off with this here. You ever heard of Soca on the Roof?
Yeah, down south.
Yeah.
A lot of that.
Yeah. So I've been twice, right? I just recently went. Right? I went there, and there's this. First of all, it's a dope event, man. Soca on the Roof. It's a really dope event. An intimate crowd, all of that good stuff. This is my second time going. I went, and there was this woman there, right? You know.
Yeah.
Now, when I go,
Wonder where this is gonna go.
I think this is kind of funny, but we'll see. When I go to Fetes, right, I don't really approach women. I just I love the music. James always tells me I'm always chill and vibe out in the back, cause I love like
Not
the.
always, now.
I turn on sometimes, but I love the music and the vibe. That's what I go there. I go for the music and I go for the vibes. very rare that I approach a woman. But this particular woman, this is my second time going. I've seen her twice, and I've been around and caught a couple wines, whatever.
Was there some
So,
eye
hold on.
contact or what's going on?
All right, so the second time, the second time I'm there, okay, we danced, but we probably for like 7-8 songs, which is not common. You know what I'm saying?
It cost you a pretty penny at the
booed
right
up
place.
now.
So, okay, towards the end, all right, towards the end, I go back over there, and we dancing again. I'm preparing in my head what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? Trying to.
What do we got in the couch?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna tell us.
In the middle of the, you talking about what I was thinking? No,
Yeah.
don't worry about that. In the middle of the dance, she turns around to me, and she's like, "Do you believe in Jesus Christ?"
Oh!
He made this up. You know what? At a fete.
At a fete. I'm talking about, and this. She's like gorgeous, first of all. She's gorgeous, but not like, crazy gorgeous. But she's gorgeous. And, and she's dancing, doing crazy wines and all this. And she turns around. That threw me off so much.
You just said if that gets
threw
me
me
to
off so
coochie,
much.
I'll believe in Jesus. I'll believe in whatever we need to believe in to get over this finish line.
That threw me off so much, man.
I think he made that story up.
Ain't
no way.
My right hand, man. My right hand, man. My right hand,
That's
man.
what you were left with after you turned down Jesus.
Little to say, man. I did not get that number, man. It's the second time.
Not when
didn't
she
get
did
it,
that part. I wouldn't have got the number.
I would have run, man. I would have run.
Well, hey, you believe Jesus and you hit what?
Yeah.
Wait, so-
Jesus got nothing to do with this.
and the curious person I am, I'm finna ask you a lot of questions. Like, wait, hold on.
And you can't even have that type of conversation at an event like that anyway.
Exactly.
No, I mean that might
I'm curious. I'm
be
gonna
like
have to hit the DM like, what about Jesus?
got some questions about Jesus.
And you was at the
No,
down.
so I'm thinking though that like
You was the
well,
one. I was the one.
like I mean maybe that's her brush off line. Like instead of I've got a husband, it's like do you believe in
No,
Jesus?
but you know what I think? It's one of two things. It's either that.
Did you answer the question? My bad.
Hold on. Let me finish this thought though, because it's either that or like she's thinking so far down the line, like as far as like
I she won't do all that.
You don't think so?
Hell no.
Come on, man, give me a something. Give me a little something.
man.
She's giving me a lot of attention during, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she ain't thinking that
I'm
far
thinking
down
she
the line.
thinking down the line, trying to see if I'm like,
What church we gonna
boyfriend
get
material.
married
You know
at?
what I mean?
come
All
on,
of that stuff.
Bubba, no.
Women think
Hell no.
years ahead, no?
We do think way far ahead into the future before we even get there. So
Wait, at that moment, at a fete?
I
she
find
was
that
on
hard.
something else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm a female and I won't even
At a fete?
ask that question.
But that was just a polite brush off, man.
That was a
Just-
polite
just
brush off.
take
She
it,
could have
man.
came up with something better than that. That was a
No,
lame
that's
brush
pretty
off.
good.
That's
would've
pretty
let
good.
It stopped you in your tracks. Where do you go with that?
I wouldn't have let her get away with that one. Not at a fete. I would have,
Yeah.
don't ask me that here, nah. Maybe if I was trying to get you out of date, you believe in Jesus, I saw you had a
You should have been like, I heard Jesus is a voyeur. Let's go.
All right, so
Jesus is whatever you want him to be.
VybeStarters. Okay, so VybeStarters. Tell us like what VybeStarters is and how kind of you came up with that. I don't know if you want to start off with Baldhead James and how you kind of created that journey.
Yeah, I go for Baldhead James because that's how it integrated into VybeStarters. Really.
Okay.
So Baldhead James, that's
And don't be alert.
wait,
I
what?
ain't have time to show you. I went back on your IG and got 2 pictures right from the show, but it got you in it. Okay, so I felt that was all right.
What are we talking about?
I mean, if it
I
was on
won't
my
do
IG, then it's like,
Okay, yeah.
I don't know
Pull
what
the
pictures I'm
picture. Pull
Oh,
It ain't no crazy picture.
Well,
It's
just pull it up
it's just
so
showing your
so
everything
everybody
and
knows
stuff.
what we're talking about.
No, that was a sidebar type of
wait,
thing.
go ahead. Let me see that.
But go ahead, keep talking.
All right, so basically, VybeStarters started with just me, Baldhead James. Not literally just me, but off the ideal of Baldhead James because I was just pretty much. like, that's good though too. You know, but it's a good for branding. So I'm like, all right, so I got to come up with something else, right? But that wasn't the case. What happened was, I'm different. I want to replace the word brand ambassador. It sounds because
you hear that a lot.
Because I've been a brand ambassador for a lot of great companies, and you know it's great pay. But brand ambassadors essentially kind of get paid. You know what I mean? Let's be for real. It's the definition behind that. Being that I don't pay people, but we pay in compensation ways of how we see fit with each individual. You know, as an organizer, or as a boss, whatever the case may be. But let me just go. So trying to separate the word or change out the word brand ambassadors, I just noticed the people I'm around and that was already wearing bald head James was like a vibe. You feel me? You a vibe, she a vibe in her own way, even though she used to not like wanting to get in the paint and stuff. But everybody just got their
come
vibes
around on
in
the
a
paint
different
though?
way. I mean, and when I say vibes, I ain't talking about just standing around looking good. I mean, like getting on that floor, getting dirty, climbing trust, like just being you and not caring. That's the whole thing. Be you, do you. So VybeStarters just started off replacing brand ambassadors, and I was like, you know what? This is a perfect time to just make an Instagram. One thing about me, when I do something, I put my mind to it. I can't stop.
Okay.
So from the Instagram, I just started putting in the work and letting everybody know.
Now, as Baldhead James, when you first started out, were you doing like other kind of events, or did you start out taking pictures and videos at you know, Juve's and Fetes?
In my personal life?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
In my personal life, not even a freelance. I'm just a picture person.
Okay.
And I've been doing pictures since I was a kid. So just in my personal life, all my friends be like, man, you always recording. I remember 5 years ago going to a Fete, my friend was like, man, how you gonna have fun? You recording everything. I'm like, I'm having fun. You ain't see me over there having
mix it in. Yeah, you do mix it in.
Yeah,
you
you
mix
see,
it in.
so it's just the diverse person I am. I go from landscape to events. Being the type of videographer I am, or I see myself as, people love seeing themselves having fun in a lively way other than sometimes in a content way. So just mashing up the videos and the action that goes on for me, it just kind of tells a story as a videographer. Mixing music in, mixing the event. I mean, each event tells a different story. Every event ain't gonna be like the other one. 50 people, 1,000 people. Sometimes the smaller events be the best ones too.
Exactly.
So you can't sleep on those events. But as a videographer, at least in the Caribbean industry, being that I have 3 other businesses, I have to also put time in. But as a videographer with VybeStarters, it just make it great because you have someone leading the way that's a Fete, a videographer, and just diverse because I'm American mostly, and you know, my culture. So bringing my American culture in with the Caribbean culture, it's a big step for me because it's a little bit more creativity.
I'm glad you went there because, like, for example, for me, I'm American too, right? I'm from Edenville, First Incorporated Black Town in America. But one side of my family is from Ghana, right? So I always been listening to Afro beats and stuff like that. But I came across a friend of mine, Jamie, who's from, her family's from Trinidad, right? So she put me on soca music, and then eventually onto like Fetes and Juve and stuff like that. And I've been going everywhere since. She be mad at me because now I go everywhere by myself. I'm like,
You do.
I'm in St. Thomas. You see me? Yeah, I'm solo. I'm in St. Thomas. I'm in New York. You know what I'm saying? And so that's how, you know. And now I'm here, right? So how did you get introduced to the Caribbean? And then also, like, how do you ever get like any like negative feedback being American in this culture and, you know, taking pictures and videos and being your own version of a brand ambassador, if you will?
So let me go back to the first part. Oh, now I shouldn't smoke before I came in. But
So that's why I relate.
Yeah.
The truth will come out.
But what was the first part? I can answer that.
No, just
How did you get kind of linked into like
okay, so
Caribbean
the
vibes
first
and-
part, just actually my best friend, DeMarcus, like my best friend, that's my brother. Like, what, 2012 we met, the end of 2012. So do the numbers, we've been that close since. So I used to see videos just like how I do on Instagram and stuff. One thing about me, every time I see something event that I think intrigues me or something, I save it. Why? Because usually the same events happen all the time that next year around the same time. Think about it for real. So I used to save it, but I never actually took the time to go to an event. One day my homeboy was like, yo, let's go here. We used to slide places, having girlfriends or not. They just, you know, sometimes they didn't know. But when I first experienced it in person, I was like, it was actually here in Orlando. So I was like, man, I need to find another one of these. And that was 6 years ago. So just having kids, though, really took a lot of my time away from being able to go outside. Now that my youngest turned 10, it allowed me to be a little bit more free and travel and do different things instead of worrying about educating. Yes, I did originally get some negative, and most times when people do hear that I'm American, it is offset to some people. Oh, you American, you don't know what you're doing. I've heard that.
Yeah.
I had people in my DMs like, the good part is some people like, man, I didn't know you was American. You act like one of us. I say, nah, that's just a diversity, man. I can go to a Spanish spot. Can't speak it fluently, but I can vibe with everybody in there as if I'm them. You know, that's the great part of being diverse.
Nah, that's what's up.
So
That's what's up.
I do get the negative, or I did, should I say.
Yeah.
And there's probably still people out there whispering, oh, he American, he don't know what he doing. I learn every day. Every day I wake up, I'm learning something new. I'm learning a word maybe they use in the Caribbean and be like, what? You skunk? What? What did you just say? What? A skunk? Ain't no skunks around here. You said I'm Spanish? What?
About 5-6 years ago, that's when I first heard like stush, and I was using that like crazy. Like, oh yeah, you can't be stush on here. I was using that like I've been knowing the word. Yeah, so I already know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But okay, so you
but
got.
the culture is actually. Let me say something. I'm American, as we just said, right? And I've been around a lot of hip hop industries, concerts, and different events, what we call as event goers on the American side, and we call it Fetes on the Caribbean. The Caribbean industry, once you get in there and once you, not even behind the scenes, but as a Fete, and you get to actually just sit there and watch the people. Nobody's going there trying to date, really. They're going there to have fun.
It's a completely different scene, dog. Like when I went, like, okay, she put me on soca music. I love soca music. Then the events were something different, but I was still like, when she first put me on soca music, I was still like clubbing and stuff like that. As soon as she put me on like Fetes and Juves, I haven't stepped back in a club since. It's a completely different, like, you in a club in American.
I don't want to be on that outside. I want to be
in the American hip hop club, man. People worried about your clothes and all of that, and they end up standing around looking at each other, and it's about how many bottles this person can get over here.
Ain't no movement going on.
Ain't no movement.
Everybody posted up, man. I
Like,
ain't got time. If I want to be posted up, I got too many other posts I could be at.
Yeah.
And I ain't in the military.
For real, man. And the music ain't even all that, for real. If you want to just be real. You know what I mean? So all of that was just negative.
I'm going to say one thing since she said music. Like, my father always told me the music you listen to will influence what you do. Not saying that applies to the world, but think about it. So when you listen to that type of music, sometimes it can influence your mind. Some people, they listen to jazz, that's more smooth for them, especially when they got a lot of paperwork to do. But it's almost like the music you listen. When I listen to, somebody gonna correct me, but it's Bouillon, something like that.
Oh, Bouillon, yeah.
Bouillon, okay, see? So Bouillon, when I listen to Bouillon made me want to just, I hope you find someone.
No, I think that's a very valid point.
Okay.
But we've taken the spin too, is that like in hip hop, like certain types of music, the violent, the drug stuff is almost promoted.
Yeah.
Because of that exact thing.
Yeah.
That like it promotes a mindset, especially among the younger people who are kind of desperate to identify themselves as something, you know? I mean, I can go back when I was 15, 16, 17 years old, I was a hip hop fan, I was a Public Enemy and all that stuff. And like, you were very like, that's what I listened to. And when I was like probably 16, 17, 18, I didn't want to hear other music. I'm like, this is my lane, this is what I do. And that was it. You know, but then as you get older, I think it's just easier to just listen to more variety of things and say, oh, I like that, I don't like that, it's fine.
I like pop too.
But yeah, but I think like as it got older, like it's diversified for me.
There you
the
go.
different things I listen to. But I think when you're a young person, your choice of music kind of defines who you are, who you want to be. And if that's like literally like violent or drug-oriented stuff, that's going to influence your behavior. And if you're more into like Caribbean vibes and things of that nature, you're going to probably be a happier person and a whole lot safer.
So the word is Bouillon.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. It's never anything crazy going on at a Fete, like I don't have to worry about gunfights or you know what I'm saying, or anything crazy like that.
Every now and then somebody might get drunk, but it's a crowd trying
Yeah.
to move them away.
But
Especially.
when it comes to soca, it's more of a unity thing.
Anyway,
It's not about this race, that race. It's just everybody coming together as one and celebrating life, love, laughter, just being happy.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I'm Guyanese, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I'm eclectic because I grew up listening to every genre, everything. My dad makes sure of that. But I wasn't really into the soca thing because I grew up in New York. I was rap straight.
Okay.
But I moved down here to Florida and everything just switched. I felt as if I actually found a place where I belong, where I know. So with soca is just basically telling you, you know, let go of everything that's going on in the world. You have a safe space. This is a family. This is, you know, a vibe. Be here instead of just letting everybody else influence you with everything else going on in the world.
Facts. No, I like that.
That's funny because I grew up in Connecticut, and then when I came to Florida, I'll put the Gators. But like I became like very much involved in that, and that was the type of music I was listening to when I was in college and all that. And again, the vibe and the feeling of it and the inclusiveness of essentially the partying in that environment is special.
That's funny you said that about New York, because New York has like a huge, you know what I mean, soca scene too. I don't know how.
It do, but we basically hide who we are just to fit in. Because I came here when I was 9 and I was teased on my accent because instead of me saying 3, I used to say tree. And so I just, you know, gravitated to something just to fit in.
I like when I hear that accent though, my bad. I don't know what they talking about.
I gravitated to something because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
But when I moved down here, I went to Edgewater, graduated from Edgewater.
Okay.
And, you know, I decided, you know, maybe it's time to try something different, move over to a different lane, be me, express who I am. And I found that through soca. And the worst part about it is now my boyfriend is Trinidadian, so he got me into Fete, Juve, and everything else just to get me outside the house.
Yeah.
You want to tell them the secret part? It's not really a secret, but how you used to dress compared to how you move.
Man, I was a tomboy. I was a tomboy.
Yeah,
Cover everything
she
up.
knock all us out at one time.
Yeah. But now it's like I'm showing a little bit more skin, you know.
Right.
Got a little bit more tattoos and piercings and all of that stuff, expressing who I am.
Exactly. No, I love that. So back to VybeStarters, right? So what's like explain
VybeStarters in a way, and I'm gonna try to round it up.
Yeah.
All right, so VybeStarters again is just basically all the vibes, and part of vibes is your flag. One person I know that always have something representing their flag, him. and that's just expressing vibes too, because vibes is, I can't name all the Caribbean countries, but it's not just Caribbean. I'm American. This year in 2025, you're gonna see me with an American flag, not fully, but just the expression because I am from America. You feel me? But it's just vibes off activity, behavior, and who you are as a person. Be you, do you. And I'm gonna keep saying it. You know, don't hide you. As she said, she's coming out more just as in the person she is. Do the same thing because that's what the events is for. Not to be unlawful, but at the same time have fun. And, you know,
Exactly.
be around it with the culture. So just to round it up, VybeStarters, we actually travel, you know, whether in our individual lives or as a group. When you go to a Fete, you said something about Connecticut. We're going to be up in Connecticut in June.
That's
so
crazy.
for Juve, Connecticut Juve, we're going to be up in
what city?
Connecticut.
You know the city or not?
No, I mean, I could easily
Yeah.
pull that information.
All
No,
good, all
I
good.
don't know exactly right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we're going to be up in Connecticut. Those who choose to, you know, just be a part of our vibes, wherever we may be, We welcome them because our vibes come from different places. They're in different countries. We're not fully. It might be one here, two here, but we go where the vibes are.
Now, with y'all being a part of the vibes and being a part of Juvees or carnivals or even just Fetes in general, you have apparel. You know what I mean? You have apparel that comes with VybeStarters, right? For men and for women.
So essentially, it's a Juve package. We're trying to integrate the man more into it, you know, instead of it just being women, because the women are the ones that's more in tune to VybeStarters. And it did start off with how the original logo used to be, as you've been seeing in the videos coming up on the screen. Our packages will change, and not only with the package, you have add-on features such as, show me your tumbler right quick if they can't see it, such as cups like this, water bottles, and you know,
even that,
like the thigh bags. We're gonna have the overstrap bags like we talked about.
Yeah.
Forget my language right now. I need something to drink. But
I asked you if you need
well, I'm a drink.
Oh,
there,
okay,
but,
okay.
But so yeah, the overstrap. They call it crossover bags. So the
Okay.
crossover bags, small, essential to put the things in. Everything that I have is waterproof. So that gives people the ability to have like a keepsake of their personal items. From just, I mean, it's
the element,
and that's important too, because
it's different things.
At a Fete, I hate to have stuff in my pockets.
Yeah,
because either you're gonna lose it or it's just.
Even if you do, we're gonna have
damage.
pants. We're gonna have pants with the pockets.
With a zipper.
Matter of fact, you want me to go get it so you can show it right quick?
Go ahead, yeah.
Hold my hat. Just
Yeah, I
hold
got
my hat.
You're just going over here. You're not going to the car, right?
I might steal it. Yeah, go ahead and show them off, man. Because I haven't even seen the shorts yet anyway.
What's your name?
Brian, I'm
Brian.
Pink.
We didn't get to formally meet.
Yeah, my fault. Yeah, you know how that goes.
I was late, so but I got you this right quick, Brian.
For me, I love it. I love it. Okay,
Yeah.
good deal.
I forgot.
I'm kind of fat. I hope it's XL.
So you can show it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah. So
VybeStarters
this for you.
shirt.
This person right here, Bubba, always buy my merch.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he ain't the only one. There's a couple out there, but always buying the merch. And then you got the pants, like we was talking about with the pants. You have the zippers on the side. This is what we're gonna be coming out with.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people like them hooch daddy a little bit. You got the zipper.
Yeah.
So that'll be like waterproof zipper there.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah,
I like
Then,
he's nice. Man.
if you one of the people you like to take off your shirt, see, I wasn't in the gym.
And he's the right material too. That's what I be liking about it. It's the right material. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it get hot out there, man. You know what I mean?
Especially when you want to go back to the car, you dry now.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, that's good stuff. Now, okay, you got the apparel on that, right? Now, one thing I see, let me see that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Where all the vibes starts.
I like it.
Now, one thing I saw on there, I saw you post about it one time. Not sure if you did any more about it, but you wanted to enter where you like to have stuff for bigger people, for bigger women. You know what I mean? For the big girls, for the plus size. Trying to find the right term. So talk about the challenges and what you want to do with VybeStarters to be able to provide that, because a lot of different brands and people they don't have where they support plus size women. In the Caribbean culture, it's all inclusive. Like, it's all love.
All right, so yeah, you hitting on note, man. It's long hours. Like I said, I have other jobs, I have other businesses. Looking for apparel, because the idea about VybeStarters is just pretty much looking sexy, appealing. That don't mean you have to give yourself up and everything like that, but just the looks. Why you can't go to a Fete and still look classy, elegant, however the case may be. In my case, with finding things for bigger women, most of the girls are under extra large. And again, it's the people that's gravitating. So I personally take a lot of hours out of each day looking for something that can match VybeStarters' appeal to others. Something that helps the women instead of a V-cut, the different shapes, but something that is fitted with VybeStarters. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people don't want to look like they going to the beach with their kids. That's one of the things I'm seeing, but in a way it's sexy. I guess it just depends on the person that wears it. So trying to find something for every plus size woman that all of them can say, yes, I like, is the hardest part. One might like this, one might like that, two of them might like this. The ideal of collaborating for all of them to have and liking the same thing is hard.
It's tough.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
So as a male doing this, it's hard. It's a hard job. And I mean, it's a lot of females that I prefer that's out there in the plus size that even if they don't want to be a part or would never be a part of VybeStarters, just give me that helping hand to help your friends out that want to be a part of VybeStarters, to help you out. Regardless, I'm going to still do the work like I've been doing. I'm not going to never give up on it. It's just going to take a little bit more time.
Yeah.
At the same time, we found options.
Yeah.
But it's, when people think, oh, they're not doing nothing for plus size women, I know if I go through headaches, what everybody else is going through.
Yeah.
I know if I got a large or a medium girl looking for stuff for plus size women, they get headaches. I know, trust me. I'm sorry, but please, let's just keep looking.
Yeah. And you see it everywhere. I mean, you know what I mean? You see it everywhere in the complaints, especially when it comes to carnival season and they're looking for, you know what I mean? So I definitely understand.
They don't want to be fully covered up, no, but they want to be able to have that comfortable, you know, around the waist.
They want to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And women invest so much money in
Carnival.
Yeah,
Yes.
they do, man.
Look at all them out
So
there
it's
in
important.
Trinidad right now.
Yeah, they in Trinidad as we speak. I just tell them Pink and
Speaking of, one of the girls that's been around with VybeStarters that actually started with Baldhead James too, she's out in Trinidad. I sent her, I had to mail her off the other day, her stuff for Trinidad. You know,
Okay.
It was on the house because she been around so long, but she
you.
got her tumbler cup, she got the bucket hat, the t-shirt.
Okay.
Those type of messages, that's the great part about just sticking with VybeStarters, you know, through the thing, because we have come a long way.
Yeah.
And in a couple months, we moving.
Yeah.
And VybeStarters is not about me. I'm Baldhead James. It's about them. They the vibes.
Fact.
I'm just a part of it.
So what y'all got lined up? You got the Connecticut one you told us about?
All right, so coming up, we just doing a little something bubble up, American Party style, like, you know, at Rum Jungle, and then El Blanco, Love Blanco. I done heard it 6 different ways. March 22nd in Orlando. That's the Juve, all white. We coming all white, for real, all white. And then Miami Soca Weekend, March 29th. We're not on that just like LeBlanco, but we're going
just
out
gonna
there
be
to
out there, yeah.
mash up the place. It's the thing about VybeStarters, we want to be at some of the best fetes. That's the honest answer, because we travel, we don't want to travel for something that's not worth it.
Yeah.
Being that you have somebody like me that knows the entertainment life, I kind of know by doing my own research, just like the body wears and stuff.
Yeah.
I know, okay, this is gonna be it. Sometimes I take the chance. We all take risks in life.
Sure.
Speaking of risk, Palm Beach Juve was a risk, but y'all
Yeah,
came
that was
late.
a risk.
But it was it. And I kept going. I'm like, man, I hope this. I'm sitting here. I'm like, man. The man wasn't answering the phone. That being that he's an organizer, he's busy. I was just like, man.
First of all, it was too long. Did you go?
No.
But no, nobody showed up till 3:30 technically.
But that's the problem. I
It
think
was the timing on the flight.
Yeah, it was like what they had, like 10 a.m. to like
10 p.m.
10 p.m.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it really ended by 8. But no, me and the guy talked, man. He good people for real, man. Once
He'll learn.
No, things changing. But it was the first time, and I think, I mean, don't crash me, but somewhere between 5 and 10 years since they had anything out there. They used to have a Caribbean scene like Carnival or something. I don't remember it verbatim, but something in that nature. That was the first time in a long time they did something.
Okay.
So just thinking about getting everybody
Yeah,
out there, it sounded good.
Yeah.
I mean, even to me, I was boosting our head at 10, you know, but it was something else. Matter of fact, you went to an event about 2 years ago.
In Ocoee.
No, it was downtown, the Orlando area.
Oh,
when they had to shut it down.
when they
We're
shut
not
it
gonna
down.
go. We ain't gonna go too much into it. But that was the event. It was good, but she had just got there, and I looked back because I mean it was
It was a cooler fete.
for the Jamaican independence.
Yeah.
It was that. So it was already getting lit, but by the time everybody got in there, something happened. It had to end early.
What do y'all, slightly switching lanes here, what do y'all recommend about, like, say if you with a person in a relationship and the other person is not in the Caribbean culture? but the one person likes to go to the Fetes, Drugg. That's a lot. That's like a big thing.
I mean,
So
I
like
can
how?
answer that one because that's me.
Oh, okay. So how does she feel about you going and having fun and dancing with women, whatever the
All right, so I'm gonna put it like this. Honestly, like once you get to know me outside, I mean, how I am even in here is how I talk most of the time, right? So when your partner understands you, they gonna understand you. Like I ain't gonna lie, I be flirting, but I ain't gonna do nothing. And I ain't even talking about the fast. I'm just talking about real life.
In general, yeah.
I'm just not that I
Outgoing
even flirt,
person.
but because of my personality, sometimes it can be flirting. And sometimes I be like, I'm not flirting. But just going back into the facts, my lady understand. She have to understand. Because if you say you love me, then not that you have to trust me, but come out. Come out to these events with me. I'm not finna sit at home and do what you do. You like anime, that's cool. Nothing wrong with that. That's not my boat. My boat is Juve. You asked me to come to a Comic-Con with you, I'm going to come. But you got to come to a Juve with me. That was the deal last year.
Okay.
That's why, you know, so.
That's two completely different worlds.
Exactly,
but
but
it works.
okay.
But it's still there because we're both,
it works. Yeah.
in a sense, we're both assholes, you know? So who's going to be the pettiest?
Well,
So,
what do you do
I
in
mean,
the event?
So she got used to it for me. Like, so sometimes people see videos or see, oh, you moving like you single. No, I'm not single. I'm in a relationship where my relationship is comfortable and we both understand what's up. Sometimes as a man, yes, I slip up and say and start getting a treat into someone. But at the end of the day, being that she know me and know when I'm kind of doing something off, she gonna just remind me.
Yeah.
You feel me? But as a man, yeah, I mess up sometimes, but not sexually, but just mentally, physically, leading somebody else on to something. But I'll let everybody know straight up, I'm in a relationship.
What's your take on it?
Well, like I said, my boyfriend is the one that actually got me into this because on the weekends he used to go out, I used to stay home. And I'm like, one weekend we actually went out and I went to the bathroom and I came back and he was dancing with a girl.
How did you feel?
Honestly, I did not feel no type of way. I did not feel no type of way at all because the simple fact is I know who I am and I know who he is. You can dance on her, you could do whatever, but at the end of the night, you coming home with me. So that don't bother me. That's the same thing with him.
I just wish it was more people like you.
And that's the attitude with
Bubba,
my
you're
lady.
attracting the wrong crowd.
That's the same thing with him. When he used to take me to I forgot the name of the club, and he told me, hey, go dance with this person, go dance with that person. I'm like, no, to me that's disrespectful. But if you're allowing me to, enjoy myself and go have fun, then that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
He took me to my first, I think it was my second Fete where you was there videoing.
Okay,
in
so
Ocoee?
which one? Okay, that was in Ocoee. That was in like June, July. That was.
Was that a Juve or was that a Cola Fest?
It was Rum Jerks. They came here.
Oh, okay,
That was
okay.
at 23 though. I didn't know what you talking about.
And I stood in the corner. I stood in the back,
Yeah, she
and
was
I was
back
just vibing to myself. And they had a girl in front of us dancing, and I'm looking, and he was like, "What you looking at?" I said, "I'm looking at her. What you want me to do?" She right there.
I even remember that. I mean, not that situation, but I remember you standing back because I kept trying to wet her. If you know me, I ain't gonna let you be dry right now. That no Juve.
So where he actually sent somebody to me, and I had on a nice white shirt. And I said, you know what, just screw it. Just go ahead, wet me from head to toe and call it a day. And the guy did. And then he came back again. And I'm like, all right, go ahead. I just gave up.
That's funny.
Okay, so you're that way, but what would you say to women like that do feel some type of way that their man are out there, you know what I mean?
In the Caribbean culture, though.
In the Caribbean culture, yeah.
No,
No, I'm just saying in general, not. I'm saying
all females.
All females.
in the club, I ain't gonna go off of my lady to go dance. I ain't gonna. Listen, I'm a jealous man.
So you a one way man.
No, but she ain't like that though.
I'm similar to you
She ain't
now.
like that. That's why I got used to
Bubba's a
that.
big
That's
double
why I got
standard.
used to that. She is not like
I'm
that.
a
though.
huge
She
double
ain't gonna
standard
go
guy.
and dance with nobody. Or
I'm not like
even
that
if they-
either.
Yeah,
I stay in my corner.
But she'll let me do me. But I'm a jealous. I'm mad. I'm going home. You stay here and keep this.
I stay in my corner. My thing is, if you have fun, I'm good on that. You
Yeah.
can have your fun. We have different interests. This is your interest. You go ahead. You have your fun. I am happy because at the end of the day, we go home with each other.
Yeah.
I don't care what y'all do in here, but by the time we get out that door, it's done.
You gotta have an understanding woman.
Yeah, but that's not. It's like saying.
you're-
That's like saying I need $1 million or something. That's like, you know.
But I also think that like,
Wait, what?
Basically, it's hard to find an understanding woman. Is what I'm saying.
But I also
okay.
think though,
Yeah,
like if
yeah,
you're
yeah.
going to, it's important that like what he's talking about, like that you actually share the different experience. Because it's like if you have a girl and you go to these parties and she's never been there, doesn't really know what the hell's happening, it's the mind's gonna go crazy. What's up? What's up? But if she takes the time to go to one, yeah, then she's like, okay, I see what's going on here.
I'm gonna tell you,
It's
Pink,
the unknown.
that's not gonna ease a lot.
Nah, I'm just
That's not
saying.
gonna ease her thoughts.
But you, clearly
The
you're with
ones-
clearly you're with the wrong one. So we'll just say that. I mean, you know.
But I'm gonna be honest, I don't share a lot of your stuff because it's like, you know, I don't want anybody to GPS me to be able to. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, you good. Yeah. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people that actually fuck with me behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like don't share nothing or like stuff being that, you know, they personal life and stuff like that. And I'm always understandable that.
Unfortunately, it's like that. It shouldn't have to be like that, but it's like that.
And that's why it's Baldhead James, because I have, you know, I'm in the showing of Juve. I want people to get more involved in Juve. Even if you're not involved with VybeStarters, just go out, experience the culture, and just
Have fun
sit
at
back.
that.
No. For the people that ain't never been, go there, kind of get in the groove, but understand the things that's going on, because a lot of people think it's a wild party, or some people done said it looks like an orgy. No. Juve is different. You're gonna keep seeing people on my page having different type of fun. You might see some but nothing on, in the sense, you know. You might see a group of younger, like in their 21s, having fun, mashing up the place together. That's what Baldhead James is really for. That's why it's the splash in the paint, because it symbolizes Juve.
What about this? What they're saying that they're over-sexualizing the woman now in like Caribbean culture. You ever heard that? Like,
Never once.
I never heard that.
like
I
as
mean,
far as,
it's more on the American side. If you do hear that, I mean, but wait, I don't know where you heard that from.
like they
So,
had like they had a big topic about that on
it was at the Caribbean page.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
okay.
soca,
See,
that-
that's why I kind of backed up. I don't know though exactly.
Okay.
It just depends on how it was worded or
Yeah.
what was actually said, showing.
What was the talking point in that discussion?
That like when you see, all you see is like women dancing in like
Next to nothing.
yeah, next to nothing. And that is the picture in everyone's head of Caribbean culture. That's
Kind
what
of
they
like
were
that
getting
video
at.
you've been showing. that's one of the examples.
As one example, exactly.
And they're saying that's a negative, or like
Yeah. They're
So
saying that's
because
amazing.
it gives like a one-sided view of Caribbean culture. Hey, I'm all for this. Yeah, I mean,
What you showing them?
no objections.
Something from.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm a big
But
fan of that
that's what
other.
you mean, like.
I'm a big fan of that other clip that's been rolling up there.
This.
So yeah,
Oh, jeez, Louise.
No, damn.
but
Oh,
yeah,
man.
That was.
That threw me off guard. Yeah, that threw me off
should
guard.
have seen that one coming. But
I don't know you like.
no, he does.
I know he.
But
So is this something like they talk about over sexualizing,
Um,
or more
wouldn't
with
say
their
that.
back end?
yeah. More like
The one video you showed me, you was about to use earlier.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, stuff like that. And they're saying like that's all over, you know.
yeah,
I don't know. That's what they was trying to say, you know, on that page. And I forgot it's Soca something.
I didn't know that. I mean, to me,
IG page.
it's like again, if it's a Juve, that's what's happening there. Like it's not
People
making a
choose-
political statement. It's people are having fun.
People choose to go out there and whatever they choose to go, because for one, you're gonna get dirty. You're gonna get dirty. You're gonna get pain over you. So that's why VybeStarters here too with our merch, because our merch is gonna be used for a different type of essential situations. Females like her that got her hair, whether she want to keep it good, she gonna go back and wash it. They still want something to kind of cover it up.
Yeah, for sure.
Less stuff to stain.
Yeah.
But people go out there in different stuff. Like Bubba go out there in a tight white shirt like that all the time.
Bubba took some criticism for his physique today. He was told he's a little too heavy up top.
I'm surprised I sat next to him. Small guy.
Yeah, switch it up. I don't know. Like, what's going on? That's too funny.
All right, let's get to a couple quick fun things here real quick, like trending stuff that's going on. All right, you guys, if you got a comment, you got one. If not, that's cool too. All right, let's start here because it is Black History Month, right? And this thing came up here, the greatest black actors in film history. I know you guys, everybody watch movies and shows, right? So they got Denzel 1, Morgan Freeman at number 2, Samuel L. Jackson number 3. Lawrence Fishburne, number 4. You see the names right here.
Chadwick's 5.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx came in at number 10. Do you see any discrepancies? Do you think one guy should be much higher than another guy?
Samuel Jackson. I'll take Samuel over Denzel.
You'll take Sam over Denzel?
I mean, it's a tie, though. They both need to be at number 1 and 2.
I take Denzel 1, Chadwick 2.
Oh, you take Chadwick 2?
Yeah, easily.
Oh, man. Okay. This is over the life of their whole careers now.
Yeah, but no, if he had a longer career, he'd be number 1.
But he didn't. That's kind of like the biggest.
That's why he's number 2.
You know who's
I'm not completely like Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman, and who was 4th?
Let me go back. You
Y'all
got
sleeping on
Lawrence
Danny Glover.
Fishburne.
They're all talented actors,
Danny Glover
but they're largely like
Danny
ensemble, co-supporting actor types. Those guys.
Fishburne for sure.
Yeah.
Fishburne for sure.
But Morgan Freeman has not led a movie in when?
I was about to say a while. He has.
Forever.
It's been a long time. And he was even old then.
I mean, he was a supporting guy to the guy in Shawshank Redemption. He was great, but it was a supporting role.
That's a good point.
He's not really been a lead man in too many big things. And Samuel L. Jackson, same way.
Nah, Sam has led some movies though.
Not that many. Not that many.
Yeah.
What's his greatest lead role?
The one with the white man in the
police car?
Huh? No, in the courtroom. Remember that time to kill?
He was not the lead.
He was the lead. That's
he was
him.
Not the lead.
That white man was not the lead. The lawyer is not the lead.
Yes, it was.
Sam was the lead.
If you read the book,
they probably was co-leads or something.
No, I'm telling you, if you read the book is real. I mean, the book is the story.
Yeah, that's a
but
book.
the white attorney is the lead guy of that story.
He is now that you said that, and I did read the book before I see the movie. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The way they got him set up in that book, that's different though.
But so I would.
Was he the lead man with the white guy with the funny hair, the old movie when they were cussing a lot?
No.
Pulp Fiction.
There was a buddy movie.
So it's like a co-star.
Oh, yeah, co-star.
Okay, that counts.
No,
that's a huge movie.
No, it doesn't count. Being the lead.
You don't know any of them actors?
No,
you don't watch movies like that?
I know the actors. I know the actors, but I don't really watch movies like that.
Okay, I got you.
But the lead is a different animal.
Okay.
And so I would put Jamie Foxx ahead.
A lot higher.
Yeah.
Oh, ahead of.
I'd P3.
I think that list could use some shuffling though.
Who else was in the back 5?
Back 5?
Well, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Oh, you got James Earl Jones.
Danny Glover.
That's
Eddie
a good
Murphy.
one. Eddie Murphy.
I think Eddie Murphy go.
He don't show a lot of range.
Yeah,
though.
no range.
Yeah,
No range.
So yeah, maybe he's.
Now I would put Jamie Foxx 3, and then I would carry the list after that without any.
Are you
issues.
surprised to not see Will Smith on here?
Hell no. Will Smith's a fucking clown. All day, every day.
He got a lot of range. He played the gay dude. He smashed the dude.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was one of his first major roles, man. When he smashed the white dude in that movie.
He wasn't playing the gay dude. He was just being himself. Ask Dwayne Martin.
And then you got the Men in Blacks.
Those are garbage films.
I can't think of a movie that Will Smith playing that I could say, hey, let me turn that on. I ain't seen it.
For real.
Like, it is not a movie I can say, oh, Will Smith in. I'm going to go run to the theaters, don't even run to my TV and try to stream it first. I'm
Wild Wild West was a disaster. But,
Yeah.
they all got one.
You know who? I'm not saying he necessarily belongs, but like on a younger scale, like no Michael B. Jordan here, no consideration for him.
That's tough. Yeah.
You know who I like a lot is the dude that got in trouble.
R. Kelly?
That's real trouble. No,
The one that got in trouble with that white girl.
Actor, Majors.
Yeah,
Jonathan Majors.
yeah, recently.
He's a talent, man.
Nah, Did
Did you see Devotion?
He can act. Yeah.
Yeah. To me, he's
John
a guy.
can act, man.
Yeah, I'd love to see.
And he got
him.
range.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of him.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That was good. Let's go to the next one here. What we at here?
Still think Danny Glover should go up.
Nah, Danny is tough too, man. Another thing that's tough. A woman shot and killed her children's father after returning home from the club at 5 a.m. This is the weird part. She gets home from the club at 5 a.m.
She went to the club shooting?
Listen. She went to the closet at 5 a.m. She comes home. I guess she's like changing her clothes to bedclothes, but she decided to clean her gun too before she get into bed. And while she's cleaning her gun, she accidentally shot him in the chest.
Oh, she accidentally
from
shot
the
him.
closet. Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, you go out to the club and you come
But
home
I
and shoot
say-
me? Like, what are we doing?
Accidentally.
Yeah.
Come on, 5 a.m. You coming home from the club. If you
Cleaning
come
your
home late
blood.
from the club, you just taking everything off, shower, bed.
You might eat. You might do some random eating.
That's on the way home.
Yeah.
Are they trying to say she was under
Maybe.
influence at least a little bit?
Nah. Maybe. Yeah.
That you definitely.
I mean, because I'm just saying, like
That's
you
just
said,
weird
we ready
behavior.
to, if you take off your clothes again.
Yeah.
I seen that story today when I was at work.
Okay.
Yes. And they said that they ruled it that it was not an accident.
Oh,
Okay.
It was not an accident.
Yeah.
So
Because that's weird. That's weird.
It's super weird.
Cleaning your gun randomly when you come home from the club
From
at
the
5
club.
a.m. is weird.
Well, the whole thing for me is like what I thought it'd be is like the person who is at home would be home waiting to shoot the person that's late from the club. Like that was where I kind of got a little confused.
She
with what's
must have
going
did
on.
something and knew he was gonna kill her.
Yeah.
Now that's not the new that's not the new part of the story. The new part of the story is that happens, right? And she's white, the boyfriend's black.
Oh.
So
she's going free.
a lot of people are starting to feel sympathetic for him and like this and that. Then they started doing some background on this guy.
Oh, jeez.
That background shit. Oh.
And the background, you see, this is his Twitter on the right side here.
Claim it.
And his Twitter name is Teen White Girls. And then he has multiple tweets saying how you'll never catch me with a black woman, screw them, and he's talking bad about black women. And this particular
So
tweet,
the black woman
what he
done
says,
came for him.
got the game from old dudes. You gotta know where I'm from to know, blah blah blah. But he has series of tweets talking about why he only likes white women and black women ain't shit and this and that.
And
so now
unfortunately,
he
he's
lost
not-
the sympathy card.
I was gonna say, unfortunately, he's not in a position to scrub his Twitter.
Oh shit.
So does he lose his
Oh
sympathy
yeah.
for you too?
Yeah.
For
now why-
me, I mean, I don't care.
Hey, listen,
Like-
the hurtful part now is that what you just told me, that last part. Like, hey, you just said, I can't help you, buddy. You know how your homeboy put himself in a situation with his own.
Yeah.
I can't help you. Yeah, you did too much right now.
I mean, at this point, like,
You're supposed to keep that to yourself.
they probably deserve, at this point, I mean, they probably deserve each other. It's a wash. Like, I mean, come on.
I want to know. I mean, I might need to go visit her. 'Cause I just want to know why. I mean, not even why. Like, look, tell me a little bit. Dude, come on, tell me something. I'm curious. Like, 5 a.m. Y'all said 5 a.m. right? 5 a.m.
Well, what was the
He must
okay?
have did something.
No. Well,
That's what
I was gonna say like, what is the full build up to this? Cause think about it. All right, maybe she like catches him doing something. Obviously, smashing other white girls, and then she gets mad and like goes out the house, goes to the club. I'm gonna be me.
Probably dancing on other guys.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
And then they didn't want her white ass, so she comes home sad
Wait,
and wants
you
to do
say-
some shooting.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Wait, what did you say about that?
They didn't want her white ass, so she found no takers.
That's tough, man.
So he came back, had to do some shooting.
Do some shooting. That's tough.
Yeah.
And then now you got the kids, and now they don't have no mother.
So
or
his
father.
kids involved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kids involved. No mother, no father.
Those
Were
his
the kids
kids?
home at the time of the shooting?
Those his kids?
Yeah.
Oh,
Those
I'm about to
his
say,
kids.
Was they home at the time of the shooting?
That I don't know.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm 5'8", I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he was home.
He was watching
He
them.
was home.
Yeah.
Can't imagine they were running the streets on their own.
Yeah. 5'8".
Okay,
no.
so if I'm cleaning my gun, right, it'd be sideways, right?
I don't know.
Somebody
guys like
laying
that.
in the bed, I don't care however, right? For you to be get shot, they didn't say he got shot in the ribs, right?
Chest.
Chest.
That's why it's a tough sell.
Somebody,
It's a
you
tough
would have to
sell,
be
man.
over him.
Yeah.
You would have to, because even if you clean your gun downwards, upwards, everything like that, and that person is flat laying in the
But
bed,
did he or did he
you would
pop
have
up and
to.
go, "What you doing, cleaning your gun again?"
So yeah, I'm not gonna rule it an accident either. So I see the.
She needed a better story, man. She needed a better story. I mean, like it was like halfway decent at best.
Claim abuse.
That was
or something.
terrible.
It was terrible.
Yeah, again, like why?
Yeah.
Again, everything about it. Why are you coming home to the club and focused on cleaning your gun? Why are you cleaning it so irresponsibly
In the
that
chest,
you
though.
aim it at a guy and shoot him in the chest?
I'm just
Like,
saying,
come on,
because
man.
in the chest, you clean your gun. How you go from cleaning your gun to the chest? Now,
Yeah.
I'm sober now, so now I'm able to think.
Got some clarity on this situation. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
this
but that's
she's got nothing, man.
yeah.
Lock her up, throw away the key.
All right.
Give the kids a fighting chance by finding them a better home.
Yeah, there you go. That too. Yeah.
Where you getting them Crocs
They have
from,
a
though?
chance.
I ain't trying to get off topic, but
Huh?
I've been looking at
Pink hates him, and we had other guests that didn't like him too.
I have no respect for anybody who wears Crocs.
Listen, hey, they work good at Juve. Show me Crocs. They
Yeah,
work
yeah,
good
yeah,
at Juve.
yeah, yeah.
Especially if you got to stand in that one position, you can't move them legs, and you a big guy like you, me here. Man, the Crocs work good.
He's a bigger guy than me.
Listen, let me tell you
We
something.
got the weight, man. We got the weight on us.
I'm glad you mentioned
I
that.
don't look like 230, but I'm 230.
I've been to 1,000 Juves by now, and I got surgery on both my knees. I got a bad back. A big girl jumps on me every single Juve, 1,000% of Juves I've been to, and there's no warning, so I don't even know. I can't even like. It's tough, man.
You got to have a
It's
better
a tough
level
life
of-
appearing this big. I got to start
I know,
wearing
I
bigger
was gonna
shirts.
say, you got, yeah, you
You the one keep saying large.
You look a little,
Bro, you sure you want a large?
you look too big up top, so they just feel like
He don't want his
He's
shorts like
okay.
that.
He can
don't
support
want-
me.
you can support me.
He don't want his shorts
Not a
like
lot of
that.
guys
Sure.
here can support me, but that guy,
Hey,
yeah.
put your hand up right quick. You got any space in there like this?
Yeah, man, I got space, man.
No, you don't.
Plenty of space. You can fit an old baby in there, man.
You can't get an hand under there.
All right, here goes another one, man. All right. So you got this lady here.
This is wild.
She's
man.
pregnant. She's currently pregnant. She cheated on her husband, and she was honest with him, so she was upfront with him. The DNA came back that he was not the father. All right. They was planning on trying to work things out. Okay. But she still wanted to have the baby. He wants to give the baby up for adoption because it's not his baby. She cheated on him. Okay. All right. Now she's saying, I don't think it's right that he's making me choose between him and my child. He says he's divorcing me if I keep the baby, but marriage vows are for better or worse. What kind of low-life husband leaves his wife to be a single mother if she doesn't want to give up her child?
I mean, as far as I know, you are responsible as a man being married to a woman. I mean, at least here in Florida. I mean, until whatever steps need to be taken, because he's going to be responsible for that child support. I mean, if she want to pay no child support.
It ain't his baby.
Listen, that's the law.
In the law in Florida.
For real?
That's
If
a bullshit
my
law.
wife has a baby on me and we're married, I got to go through the steps of not trying to get on child support, or if I am on it, I got to fight that.
Oh, that's nuts.
Crazy.
But
Yeah, that's
I
insane.
think he has to leave.
He should have been left.
Yeah. Yeah.
We ain't found out. He should have been left. I don't tolerate it. Hey, I told you, I told you I'm a jealous man. I found out. And you pregnant? Hey, shit, fuck this man.
Ain't nothing to talk about.
Nah, you got like
that's me.
even give the benefit of the doubt, even if you're inclined to try to work things out. Like, you do not want to be responsible for this other person's child. That other person will have a right to be involved in that. And if you don't want that to be your life, if you don't want to have confusion around this child, and you just don't want to be a part of that, you need to go, and you're within your rights to go. She made the decision to get, her coochie shot up here.
I was just about to say, you ain't been funny yet about this.
And she's got to live with the consequences. But the whole, for better or worse, bitch, you're having a kid with another dude. It don't get much worse. So you can handle this on your own and just be done.
But that's us men and how we feel. So it's a woman here, so it looks like she got
At the end of the day,
are you on team stupidity or what?
At the end of the day, you cannot make a mother choose between the significant other and her child. She's always gonna choose her child at the end of the day. Well, any mother in their right mind will choose their child before they choose a significant other. That's on me, because I'm a parent of 3. Okay. And I would choose my kids 10 toes down, hands down, before I choose any man.
No matter what.
And I understand that's your decision. I understand it probably be the decision of most women, and in some ways most parents. But he absolutely has the right to walk away from the shit.
Yeah, he could walk away. Hey, I cheated. Okay, fine.
But I'm not gonna force her to have
Go
no
right
abortion.
away.
Hey, you do you.
But he's simply putting it out there. If you want to reconcile, this is what you do. If you're not willing to do that, then I'm divorcing.
But
it's
see
simple.
now,
That's what.
We have. We can make choices that are best for ourselves.
yeah, but then now she go ahead and have an abortion. God forbid something go wrong. He won't be able to have a child with her, but then he's gonna blame her and go out there and have a child with somebody else, and then tell her it's her fault.
I don't think
But
so.
this is the
Doing
man
all that.
thought.
I would.
This is the man thought.
You say what? Sound reasonable to me.
Yeah.
I don't blame her.
If you're a parent, I'm gonna go find someone that's
She
not.
better go have an abortion. I can't make her have an abortion. You made me have one.
You cheated. You messed up your own body. What do you? And then it wasn't just one time. I understand that happens in life. Whatever. She was fucking that man for a while. Come on.
Until she got pregnant, it had
You know what I'm
to end
saying?
everything. If
Come
the
on,
pregnancy
man.
didn't happen,
She would have still been fucking him.
and getting away with it. The baby
Hey,
got her
getting
caught
away.
But then
She said, I told him I was open. No, you was open when you got pregnant. You was honest with him. You been fucking this man for God knows how long.
But then again, it's her story, so we don't know if he was the infertile one and couldn't have kids, and she went out there and so.
But it was
But that's
usually
still,
it's an
that's
agreement.
still-
It's an agreement.
Yeah, if that's
somewhere
not an
in that.
agreement,
Well,
and if it
she
wasn't,
didn't want the-
if it was an agreement, he wouldn't be on the abortion thing.
I had a girl one time told me I can't have no more kids. If you're trying to have a kid, you better have a kid before we get married or something.
Okay.
You know, listen, if you want to have any kids, go have them.
Right. Right, I got you.
And then come back to me when you're ready to be serious. I wasn't ready to be serious. So
That's great.
Well, you sound like me, boy.
That's funny though.
No. Yeah, that's
But yeah, I'm just this person, man, where topics like this dude is not wrong. It was the ultimatum or the decision to try to
It's
be
right
made.
to say, hey, if
I wouldn't have been able to even try to come to a conclusion because we married, you got pregnant on me. I'm not finna make any deals with you other than you're not getting nothing if it's something in this marriage that has to be split for a settlement.
Yeah.
If anything, I might fight you because you've been cheating on me for a whole year pretty much. That's the way I feel.
No, that's facts. That's facts. All right, I got one more here. One last one here. This was just hilarious to me. So, you New York, so you know about rap. So, the Hot Boys got back together and they've been going on tour in all these different cities. And Lil Wayne is kind of fed up with Birdman. And this last one they was at, it might have been Orlando, matter of fact. I know they was just here or in Tampa. Birdman fell asleep on stage, man.
My whole boy showed me this last
My boy a little old. He's an old man now, and he fell asleep on stage. And also, he be on stage trying to do story time. And Wayne be like, yo, let's get to the music, man. It's time to go. He be trying to do story time on stage, and this time, he fell asleep, man. He trying to keep up with these guys, man, which they kind of old too, but Birdman even older.
How old is Birdman?
He
about 60?
gotta be touching. Gotta be touching that.
Wow.
Gotta be touching that.
My homeboy said
It's probably three in the morning. They been touring. They probably, yeah. Let me see. You looking it up?
How old is Birdman? Yeah, see, with Samsung, all we got to do is just say a couple of things because ain't no service in here no more. You know, we in the studio. So. I'm just kidding. But,
Yeah.
they don't understand me.
What you think about it?
Yeah, bad showing for Birdman. You're supposed to be an entertainer, not fucking Rip Van Winkle.
Well, my best friend said that he spoke Lil Wayne blunt and went to sleep on the stage.
Oh, that's what happened.
But nah, Birdman 56.
He what?
56.
Okay, 56.
How old is Lil Wayne then?
Lil Wayne probably like early 40s.
Yeah, you know he got something dropping too.
Like 40, 41, yeah. So maybe. Yeah. He got the next Carter coming out in the summer. Yeah, he got the next Carter coming out. Yeah.
That is funny though, but
He
That's
gonna remember them
hilarious.
lyrics.
You say, what you got, like, even if he can't, he gonna spit something. You ain't gonna remember.
Nah, but they say the tour doing good. But I think a lot of that is nostalgia, like, you know, people
of
just
course.
not hearing it in a long time.
Yeah, for
You know
sure.
what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, James, just tell them where you, where they can find you at, what's going on, and what you want the people to do.
This is the way you trying to tell me to get off your show now. But nah, Baldhead James. Don't put Baldhead James. You ain't gonna find me. I got one head now too, unless you include the other one. So it's BALDHEAD. JAMES is one word. Don't put no spaces. That's on Instagram, and you can also find it on Facebook, which is just a collaboration of Instagram content. And then VybeStarters, the main one, VybeStarters, VYBE, starters with a Z.
Okay.
On IG as well. No Facebook, no Snapchat, no Twitter, none of that. Not yet.
Coming to a Juve near you.
I don't know about all that. Some of them probably be in places I don't want to get now. I'm just kidding.
That's awesome.
Hey, let me ask y'all a question, man.
Yeah.
Next time I come on this show, I want to have a Juve on this show, all right?
I'm here for
Let's do it.
I'm just kidding. Too much equipment to go on. He's like, what is that? That's a good. We're gonna have to bring the podcast live to
We
Juve.
can have it in the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
Parking
We
lot,
did
there
that.
you
It's
go.
kind of big out there, you know.
We did a live at a basketball
He ain't
court,
gonna
a
wanna-
basketball
he-
game.
That's different. He ain't gonna want to go live at no Fete. He gonna be sitting right there.
Try to be live in
Unless he
action.
go live walking around with the mic, you know, the portable ones. Oh, well, this is for the studio, so, but
Yeah.
you got the ones to get a videographer around y'all. Matter of fact, he don't look like he want to go fat much. He could just go loud talking. Do y'all see this? That's going on. Bubba!
He might fool y'all.
Yeah,
He might fool
You'd be
y'all.
surprised, now.
He'll
You'd be
start
surprised.
off with it. He's like, Bubba, what's going on, Bubba? At least you got the pep talk on it. But yeah, but yeah, man, if I had to say anything, Juve, not only Juve, it's just because I'm an enthusiast for Juve, and I love it. Paint, powder, women, fun. I mean, if you like man, then it's man there too, but women.
Whatever you're into, it's there.
It's there. And great vibes all the time. All the time.
That's
So,
great.
they say the number one thing you need at a Juve is what, rum?
Mm-hmm.
What you got, rum?
And we got a whole lot of that.
Oh, you
McDonald's is serving rum now?
In my household, they do.
Both of y'all though, yeah. Let me get my rum. That's my Red Bull.
Yeah. The new edition Red Bull.
You say what?
The new Red Bull.
Oh, you know about it.
No, I don't until you.
Nah, you said it.
Oh, okay.
You told
you
us.
putting us
I
on, man.
forgot about that. Y'all see I'm sober now.
Well, yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. And we'll do this again, man.
Don't say that. Don't say that. Then I'll be like, Bubba, what happened? You're like, boy, my audience didn't like you, man.
Next time we're going to put on the show, man, I'm going to have some music. You got to bring in some of the VybeStarters.
Yeah.
And we'll do it. I didn't have, like, the music here set up and stuff like that, but we'll do that next time.
Bubba will
That's
be
why.
more,
There's
Bubba will
something
be
for
more
it next
prepared next time.
time. Yeah,
You say
man.
what?
Bubba will be more prepared next
Yeah,
time.
I don't know. They're going to be more prepared.
The VybeStarters, man, they got to live up to the name.
See, it's a, oh, my bad. I'm taking this thing off already. He didn't and basically told me goodbye. So I'm learning when people say goodbye to start leaving then, because I would linger on like a regular black person. But say goodbye like 60 times on the phone. All right, I'm gonna let you go. All right, I'm gonna let you go. But yeah, I mean, I got something coming, man.
We ready for it.
I can't talk no more, man. Some of my ideas done went in other people's hands, so I got to start being quiet and just maneuver.
Yeah.
I want to tell the world exactly what I'm about to do, but
It's all good. We'll be waiting for it.
all the parts ain't in the shop, so.
All right, my man. Well, appreciate you, man. And you know I'm gonna hit you up.
Yes, sir.
Y'all just hit that. Yeah, she got it.
I
Yeah.
can take this one. I got important stuff in fall.
We hit this man there. Oh, no, that didn't go. Okay, new sponsors. There you go. All right, man.
That's in the show, or is it still recording?
No. Yeah, we finna
Y'all still
hit heavy
recording?
sports now.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah,
still
yeah.
recording. I'm just showing our
They
sponsors.
going into season.
Nah, they can't see. They looking at the
Oh,
sponsors
yeah,
right
I
now.
get that. Okay, they can hear you though.
Yeah.
Man, turn your mic off.
All right, I
Hey,
appreciate you
pleasure
coming
to
now,
meet you.
right?
Appreciate it, man.
You too,
All right.
Thanks you for the shirt, man.
You welcome.
Yes, sir.
You can wear it. I don't care if you want to go do laundry in your shirt. I don't care if you want to go work in the
I'm
yard.
gonna wear it on the show next time.
Yeah, you can wear it anywhere you
Yeah,
want.
yeah,
Wear
yeah.
it for. Wear it
All
where
right,
you want
I
to.
appreciate it.
Do what you
Appreciate it.
want.
Come to Drugg,
Yeah, you can.
I can do that too.
Matter of fact, what you doing March 22nd? I got you.
Come on out.
man.
All right, well,
Come on. I'm being real. Go ahead. I'm for real. Hey, Bubba, you better tell them about me. Don't tell me you're going to come.
You know I'm gonna hit you, man.
Yes, sir.
You know
Thank
it.
y'all. Thank
Appreciate
y'all.
you.
appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's is your phone pink? Okay.
That's
all
my
right.
phone, yeah.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Back in action here. All right, what we're gonna talk about now? I wanted to I thought this was interesting here. And hold on, before we get there, of course, we're still on the bench podcast with Bubba and Pink, home of sports music and mayhem.
Hell yeah.
Jason Tatum, man, I want to talk about this first because he went up and he was talking about how he doesn't feel appreciated in the NBA. Says he doesn't get the credit that he deserves, and it's true, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's true, but nobody can put their finger on it, on why or how. You know, he's won a championship. Boston Celtics have been ultra competitive. They've been to the finals even before they won.
Well, pretty
Playoff
if you look at
runs.
it, so his entire professional career, the Boston Celtics have been a contending
There
team.
you go.
And
he's
he has been the star, at worst co-star of this squad.
Yeah.
And so when you kind of stack together, you know, a championship, check that, been done. 2 finals appearances, multiple conference finals appearances. Literally never had a bad season. Like, why do we not like this guy? Why do we not respect him?
And he's
it's a fair question.
Always playing.
Yeah.
Remember I talked about that last
His
year?
availability.
Like,
He's always available.
It's really
Um,
sick to how much available he
Yeah,
is.
and again, like, he seems like a good dude.
Never
Like,
any off the court
yeah,
stuff.
there's no drama with him.
Never any drama.
You know, I mean, he's super cute. He got the kid and all that. Like,
Kid.
there's so much that you should like. That he should be one of the really likable, embraceable people in the NBA. But I get what he's saying. He's just not embraced in that way.
No, people hate him.
Yeah.
Or hate on him.
Hate
I
on
guess
him.
is a better
for
word.
sure.
And he is such a like even I get caught up in it, and I don't know I don't know what it is, but it's like when you say okay the face of the league next or who's the top players in the NBA, Tatum is not going to be the first 5 or 6 names you rattle off.
Yeah.
Why do we view Anthony Edwards as better than Jason Tatum? I couldn't tell you. But if you put me on a lie detector test, I'm going to say Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
But when you stack everything up, that's not it.
Yeah,
Neither has won an MVP. Neither has, you know what I mean?
Well,
So
Jason Tatum, as far as I know, he's played longer, but as far as accomplishments, it's not close.
yeah.
His accomplishments are way more.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he is an NBA champion.
Yeah.
And
And
how many guys, Hall of Fame guys, have a hole in their career because they never won a title?
Yeah.
And we can't say that about Jason
No,
Tatum.
you can't say that.
You know, that's the thing. It's a valid point, but there is just something intangible that prevents him from being like a fully connected guy that people really deeply resonate with, and it's tough. And again, when you go back to, you can make an argument as to why when KD got healthy in the Olympics, he was kind of the guy that got sacrificed to the rotation, but it's kind of like on the another thing, like, why did it have to be him?
Yeah.
Good enough to play other,
Why couldn't it be Derek White?
Yeah, exactly. Like,
I mean,
yeah.
come on.
It's just, it's so funny. I mean, he kind of has it's like a weirdly, like star-crossed type of career because of the public perception.
Because it's not just silly fans not putting him in conversations. Yeah. I mean, Steve Kerr, who was one of the best coaches of all time, walked up to him before, hey, but I can't find time for you in this game. Exactly. Where we're playing Derek White, Drew Holiday, and what's the other kid, Devin Booker. Yeah. We're playing all these guys or whatever, 20, 30 minutes. I can't find 5 minutes for you. I'm sorry. I got to sit you out.
You're going to take a DNP CD tonight.
What?
It's insane when you really think about it.
You know what I mean? So it's not just the fans.
Yeah, no, it is. It's really an odd, strange thing. Yeah, and nobody one of those things is, with so many podcasts out there, like all these players have like stories about other players doing legendary or wildly cool stuff. Like nobody's ever had a Jason Tatum story.
I've never heard a Jason Tatum story.
Ever.
Never.
Like nothing.
No.
Like it's just weird.
No. Even Jaylen Brown has the, you know what I mean, the black rights stuff, and he's out there activist, and he's out
casually teaching classes at MIT.
Like he's like, but Jason is just nothing, man. I mean, I guess he has the son thing, but that's not really, that's not it. What we're talking about here.
Yeah, it is. It's really hard to grasp his. Essentially, it's like a failure to connect deeply with with basketball fans.
You think that's what it is?
Well, that's what it is. The why is the question. I mean, because at the end of the day, I mean, look, take Anthony Edwards for he comes along and his youthful brashness, his early comments last year about playing games resonated at a time when people were fed up with guys resting and load management and all that. And he was a two-way guy last year. It all lined up, and he was just the guy last year that felt like the rising star. This year, I feel like there's been some missteps. I think he said a few things that haven't gone over particularly well. I think he's kind of come off. Last year on the rise, he was immature, but it was charming. This year, when he's immature, it's not charming. It's kind of like, are we growing up or not? What's up? And so there's a little bit of a difference in, to me, how Anthony Edwards is perceived. But I do think he's picked up his level of play in this part of the year, and we'll see how they finish.
Yeah, we'll see how they finish.
But again, with Tatum, it's just never been that way.
Now, I agree with that. But what do you think about this? I think sometimes the media picks the wrong horse.
Could be. And
what I mean by that, they never pick Tatum, but they pick guys like Ben Simmons and Blake Griffin and I mean I can go on and on, whatever. And what happens is when the media picks a guy, they're on the forefront, they're on national TV, they're on all the talk shows and podcasts talking about their game, whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And they're always in that light. Versus Tatum,
John Morant came on the scene.
Yeah.
And he was when he's kind of on the rise, he's like this guy that young kids are loving. He's athletic. He's high flying. He's kind of bold and fearless.
He's got
and then he gets in trouble, and that's still the talking point, and it still sucks up a bunch of the conversation.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Tatum's reeling off his fifth, sixth, seventh solid year of all-star level play.
And everybody's like,
whatever. No, you're right. I mean, how the media chooses to portray a guy or push a guy to us, whether we want to or not. I mean, I kind of pride myself in evaluating people as players and kind of being comfortable with my own evaluations if I think a guy's a real guy or not.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm being dishonest if I say the media doesn't impact, how you look at people. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing. When you become a talking point guy, like Anthony Edwards did last year, people who maybe weren't too familiar with you hear the name enough that they're going to check it out. Oh, what's this guy they're talking? The next
100%.
Jordan? Like, what's the next face of the league? What are we doing?
Yeah.
You check it out. And I don't think Jason Tatum in the entirety of his career has ever been positioned in that way.
You remember when Jordan did leave and how many guys they touted the
for sure.
next
Yeah,
Jordan?
yeah.
Like in
Yeah,
the
that was
media
crazy.
tried,
Yeah.
but those guys just didn't live up to
Yeah.
it. But those guys had that light for whatever period of time.
And
until
some,
they
I mean,
just-
like Grant
whatever.
Hill was a star.
Yeah.
But Harold
Injuries.
Miner wasn't.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it just was like there was all over the place.
all over the
There was
place.
such a huge hunger to fill
To
that
fill that
void,
void,
that you
yeah.
had to kind of create these guys and do that. But there's another part of this, I think, that a little bit of it is timeline. Like he comes in to this league when, you know, kind of like the Warriors are the Warriors. KD and LeBron are doing amazing things and have that, you know, top guy thing. And he kind of is just always behind that, like he was in the Olympics. He never was able to get in front of that. And you know, that public perception-wise really hurts. Now, there's not a coincidence that, like, LeBron's not what he was, KD's not what he was, hasn't been for a little while. And then last year, there's kind of this void. And into that came Anthony Edwards. But he had the benefit of being new at that time. Whereas Jason Tatum, we're already familiar. We already have perceptions and beliefs about him, opinions about him. And I think just almost timing-wise, it just didn't work for him to be the face of the league.
Any smoke or credence to him being a system player? Do you think Jason Tatum is still Jason Tatum if he's on another team, but with decent parts around him? But
I don't feel that he's a system player.
okay,
I don't. I think he does.
Deron Williams is a guy that just
Yeah, no. Jason Tatum, he's, you know, he's a lot of his stuff is not. It's system. He plays a lot of solo ball. He takes a lot of just pull-up shots and does a lot of things on his own. It's not like there's a system that's creating them, or it's not like he's like a player in the mold of like Nash or Harden, where the ball's just given to him and everything. You know, he doesn't really create like that.
Right.
I mean, he's kind of a guy. I mean, he's an elite scorer, and he kind of does that in any situation.
Yeah.
You know, and the shots he takes are very seldom like, oh, if we're not running these sets, I'm not getting these looks. It's, you know, he kind of gets the ball, he does what he wants with it.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't view him in any way as a system player. I would say that like just there's definitely a benefit career trajectory and accomplishment-wise to play in the Boston Celtics during this time. I mean, you came into the league with Brad Stevens as your coach, and the guy's a fucking genius. And you came in with Jaylen Brown, and the Celtics have continuously made good moves, whether it was Danny Ainge or now Brad Davis in the front office, to give you supporting players.
Never made a bad move. You know how hard that is?
Yeah.
To continuously make moves around the margin that just always make sense and always work.
Arguably, Kyrie did not work.
Yeah.
But they were able to like literally move on from that and not miss a beat.
Not miss a beat.
You know, that's the thing. Even when it hasn't quite worked,
Yeah.
they've pivoted and just had an incredible ability to just kind of move on to the next thing. Another thing that's really funny to me when you look at the Celtics, at one point they had amassed a tremendous amount of draft picks.
Yeah.
And the reality is they shit the bed with those draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of the picks post Tatum and Brown have been bad.
Yeah, they're not a draft team. They've done well in free agency and
Yeah.
trades.
Well, they
That's how
drafted
did it.
these two cornerstones.
Yeah.
And then built around them. But they had the draft capital at one point, and even if they nailed it a 30% rate, this roster would look different.
Yeah.
But they literally whiffed on about, I would say, without exaggeration, they probably had a span during the Tatum, Jaylen Brown era of probably 10 first-round picks, because there were multiple years when they had multiple first-round picks.
Yeah.
And for all practical purposes, they're like 1 for 10. Robert Williams gave them something in the one year.
You know what's funny? I was actually thinking about this earlier in depth, but not for the Celtics, just in general.
Yeah.
The NBA versus the NFL, it's a much different game. I think the NFL, you have to hit on draft picks to fill your roster, especially if you have a quarterback you've already paid.
Yeah.
That's like the name of the game. If
Yeah.
you don't draft well and fill out your roster, it doesn't matter. You can't do it in free agency trade. We saw the Eagles do it, the Dream Team, and fail, and we saw other teams do it as well.
Yeah.
You have to draft well if you're going to have a quarterback you pay. In the NBA, you don't have to draft well. If you have the main guy, like if you have in the NFL, if you have your quarterback. In the NBA, if you have your main guy, the draft is not the name of the game. The name of the game is free agency and trades. And that's sort of like throughout the history of the NBA, those are the NBA champions, those are the moves.
Well,
you know, and you can look at team after team. And I went through this exercise already.
But
team after team. Once you have your cornerstone
well,
guys,
but as I say, you've got to hit. You typically have to
Yeah.
hit your cornerstone in the draft.
same thing in the NFL. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Once you have your quarterback,
Yeah.
NBA, once you have your cornerstone guy or two, the peripheral is always trades and free agency. That's it.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Because the NBA, they don't lean on young guys like the NFL do. The NFL will have key guys at cornerback, safety, whatever, offensive line, defensive line, rookies, second year, third year. In the NBA, those guys they're not ready for championship runs yet. It's very rare.
Yeah.
It's very rare.
It also is a different, like, I mean, to me, football schematically is more complicated. When you talk about system players, I think that's a bigger thing in football, and there's way more ways to play and function and get success out of like limited function players. And by the same token, that enables you sometimes to draft young players and get them into somewhat valuable positions early. It also speaks to when those players are moving and getting paid, but they're going to places where they have no value and they don't have any success. And like, again, like what about the Chiefs corner that left last year for the Titans?
Yeah.
What
was Darius Sneed. Yeah.
I didn't watch closely enough Titans football. I mean, he might have had an okay year.
Yeah.
But suddenly you're on an irrelevant fucking football team.
Yeah. So
and
you have
your
limited
level
impact.
of play is whatever.
Yeah.
You know, and so it's a very there's a certain harshness to that. But I do agree with you. But you always look at it, and it's like once you get your cornerstones, you're probably a consistent playoff team at worst. So now you're not necessarily drafting in the lottery most years, and so you're kind of in that like 18 to 30 pick. And what do you get out of there? Now, I mean, like you look at a team like the Spurs, they got like Tony Parker out of that.
Yeah.
They got Ginobili in the second round. There are some ways that you can still do that. There's still value. Draymond, a second round guy, but then they got Clay at the end of the lottery and Steph in the middle of the lottery. But that gave them 3 drafted stars that they, then supplemented and have ridden for the last 12 years.
It did. But Andre Iguodala, free agency, wins Finals MVP.
Yeah.
And then, of course, KD and all that.
Yeah, it
stuff.
all goes around where you're just going to have to do that. But, I mean, a lot of the cornerstones are predominantly drafted.
No, facts. Who's that? Oh, that's okay. What's going on, Coach Baruti? Let's all hit the like shit.
Yeah.
But no, okay. So here goes the next one here outside of Tatum. I think that was a good discussion there. My main guy here, Paul. Paul came out today. Actually, this happened today. He came out. He put out on his podcast clip and said that Paul. He says he's going on podcast hiatus to focus on injury, and the playoff push.
Is he out with injury right now?
No, he's not. He hurt his pinky on his non-shooting hand about a month or two ago. So he's been playing with a splint. Again, non-shooting hand, and this is pinky. Okay, that's what he's dealing with. But what's funny is his last podcast was with Dwight Howard. I was watching it, right? And I never comment on stuff I'm watching, but I commented. Okay. And I was like, because everybody's on there. Every single podcast post that Paul George does, everybody's commenting like, bro, you're so trash. How are you still coming out with podcasts? I mean, I'm talking about every single comment is saying that. And shout out my 76ers fan base, man. We're really crazy. There's something wrong with us. And they're on there, right? And so I commented. I said, listen, Paul George is a terrible basketball player, but this pod is really good, man. You guys got to give him that. It's a good pod. But hopefully he decides to retire after this year, so he gets all of his money, and then the 76ers will be able to get a NBA level player in there, even if it's from the G League. And so what's funny about that? Then today I hear he comes out with this. It was in video form, but he came out and said this.
The funny thing is the timing, like what you're saying about the comments, if they're just predominantly negative.
Oh yeah.
But like it almost feels like this whole thing is a reaction to that.
It is.
You know, it's not. It doesn't have anything to do with the stated reasons, because there's no legitimate playoff push, and if he's not out with some sort of serious injury, there's no need to focus on rehab. So it's like the statement itself is complete horseshit.
It is. The podcast is not. It's a bad look for guys on losing teams to have a podcast. Michael Parsons, Paul George, whatever. It is. It is a bad look. But it's not. It's not really preventing you from going out and scoring more than 2 points in a basketball game. It's just not.
Yeah, no. I mean, the reality is, like, a podcast does not take a lot of physical energy. And it actually is probably something that provides a diversion. And high-level people, high-level performers, they need a diversion. You know, everyone, work hard, can't focus, this, that, and the other thing. You need to balance intense periods of focus with stuff that is resting or soothing or balancing to you, whatever that is. And so, like, there is a place where a podcast cannot interfere with your performance and provide you with like a mental break and a balance to your existence. But again, when your team's losing, it is a bad look. It's undeniably bad. It's like, you know, and it's like that thing we talked about though before. It's like when you're winning, everything's fine. When you're losing, whatever it is you're doing is the problem.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing a podcast, if you're writing songs on the side, if you're whatever, spending too much time at the children's hospital like Russell Wilson, like whatever you do is your thing.
And that's essentially that's it. What's going on is we're in a relationship with a guy that we no longer like, and no matter when you in a relationship with a guy you don't know, no matter what he does, it's a problem.
Sure.
If he stayed with the podcast, it's a problem. He gets rid of the podcast, we're still talking shit. They're still on there talking trash. It just doesn't matter. We just don't like him anymore.
Yeah.
And so the only way to rectify it for him is to play better. They're not going to make the playoffs, so that's out of the window. But you know, it is to play better, I guess.
It always is.
Finish the season.
Keep the main thing the main thing. If you are a professional basketball player, putting in great performances is the answer.
Because
like that, whatever that looks like, you know, if he were to go on like a 25-game tear and just, you know, average high 20s and just play great every night and look like a warrior, by the end of a couple of weeks here at the end of the season, people will be like, oh man, really respect him for that.
Yeah, because I was going to say the opposite of that is, if he doesn't play well down the stretch, then what? You're gonna have a long off season. You're not gonna do any podcast thing then.
Yeah.
What's it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's only one avenue now, and that is to play well for the rest of the season.
But to my point is that if you are a professional athlete, the only avenue is for you to play well. There's no other avenue.
Yeah.
Like, you are what your record says you are. You are that.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, if you're playing well and you know, you're all in and doing that, people love you for that.
Yeah.
Your fan base will love you, and you'll probably get fans that aren't part of your fan base.
Yeah.
But when you are on a losing team, when your individual performance is not at a particularly high level, and you are a professional athlete, there is nothing else.
Because what did you think about? I know you saw the LT talk about Michael Parsons. You see that comment?
I didn't see that actually.
Basically just saying more football, less podcasting.
Yeah.
You say he should get rid of the podcast and focus more on football.
I honestly, I don't believe that for what I said earlier.
Yeah.
That I think that, like, you know, podcasting can be a legitimate hobby and mental balance for the work you put in. At the end of the day, if you're a professional athlete, it's the performance.
That's the camp.
I mean, he could do podcasts, but if he leads the league in sacks and gets Defensive Player of the Year, nobody's saying shit.
No.
Nobody can say shit.
No, LeBron had his thing last year. Nobody said it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's totally fine. It's you're
the Kelsey brothers.
Yeah, again, the Kelsey brothers, when they meet each other in the Super Bowl and play that game 2 years ago, Nobody's saying the podcast is a detriment. It was great. It was fun. It was, but then, when Travis isn't playing well and Jason's retired, well, maybe it's not, maybe that's the problem. Yeah, it just is what it is.
It just is what it is.
I mean, he won Travis wins a Super Bowl dating the girl, and he loses one dating the girl. It's like, it's not the girl.
It's not.
It's the football. and you got, we got to be honest with ourselves, like, that's what we care about.
Yeah.
That's literally what we care about.
No, I don't care about the other foolishness, man.
Yeah.
I don't even watch Paul George's podcast. So, I mean, I ended up going on that one just because he had been playing bad, and I wanted to see.
If he addressed it?
No.
I want to speak to the Sixer Nation tonight.
What he does is he does address it at the top of each podcast. The team, not necessarily his play.
That's fair.
Yeah, but I just wanted to see what people were saying.
Yeah.
But that one with Dwight Howard was interesting, though, to tell you the truth. When you get Dwight going, he's an interesting guy.
Well, there's just so much. I mean, he's had such a life.
Yeah.
I mean, the early stardom and great play in Orlando, then basically bouncing around for the second half of his career as a journernman.
The Kobe thing.
The Kobe, and then then what we now know about his sex life, and they're not allegations. They're not. I mean, I'm saying that not to be stupid.
I know.
I mean, he's all but admitted he enjoys both sexes in bed. It is what it is. It's fine. Yeah. But let's not call it an allegation anymore.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
But he's had, an extraordinary life.
No.
And then, if he's able to talk about that and whatever, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's entertaining. But yeah, it is, I just don't, I mean, in terms of advice, if you're an athlete, like your performance and your team success define what people think about you. That's it.
100%. NFL. Every year when the season ends, the owners and front offices of all teams get together and they go over rules and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. You have some coaches and front offices of different teams that are trying to get rid of the tush push. What the Eagles are known for. What do you think about that? Now their angle is coming in saying it's not safe, players get hurt, and in addition to that, it's a little of an unfair advantage.
I am of this school of thought, and I've wanted the tush push to be gone for 2 or 3 years. I don't think it's a legitimate play, but I extend that to this. I do not like any play that allows my teammate to propel me forward. I don't like when I catch a pass, a bubble screen, and I get in some traffic and one of my trailing teammates just kind of shoves me forward. I don't think that's legitimate.
Yeah.
That's not football to me. I don't like that. Even if it gets my team an extra 4 or 5 yards. I just don't like the whole thing of the pushing guys ahead. It's unnatural.
Yeah, what's next? I mean, the NBA, you put a guy on your head and you run to the
That's
rim.
kind of the football equivalent of it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where that's coming. Like, what do we do? Now we can carry a teammate and throw him towards the rim? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I think it's bullshit, and I would love to see that it get banned, including, though, the other types of plays I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just don't like that
Because
at all.
when you think about a field goal kick, they stopped it where you can jump on top of the person.
Over the other player. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't
vault yourself up.
I don't understand how different that is from that.
For me, it's not.
It's not like in two different worlds.
And I do I don't know. I can't recall if somebody's been specifically injured in a tush push, but
they're saying that they have, because that's like their number one thing to it.
But I don't disagree with that, because you're changing the dynamics of weight distribution and force. In a traditional football setting, goal line, I'm opposite you, maybe I'm getting in a gap, maybe there's a double team, but there's not a secondary wave of pressure or literally mass coming at me, and that could be 3 or 4 other people. And maybe I'm in a compromised position, maybe I'm down on a knee and I get bent back over. It is not safe. And I also think the ones where you're hitting your own teammate more in open space, they're horribly dangerous too. Like, I'm whatever, I'm running or moving or whatever, and my teammate gives me like a bull rush shove into what? Like some guy coming, maybe it's almost like a targeting situation, but nobody's calculating it as targeting because he's not expecting me to be pushed in the back and propelled in a slightly different direction. I think it's all stupid and unnatural to the game of football.
It is. I don't know how you can stop it, especially from the Eagles' point of view. That's the weird part. And they asked Andy Reid would he implement it, and he said that overall he's against it because of the injury thing and things like that. But he was like, if they're going to keep it in the game, maybe that's something he'll look at and trying to do. But he wants to stay away from it ultimately. But like the way the Eagles do it, and actually the Bills, they did a study on, and the Bills run it just as often as the Eagles. It doesn't seem like it, but they do.
Yeah.
The Eagles are more successful at it. Matter of fact, the Chiefs stopped the Bills twice at it in that playoff in the game they won.
Yeah.
But then the Chiefs were unable to stop the Eagles from doing it in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It just looks unstoppable when you need a yard or two, especially when the Eagles are doing it.
Right, yeah.
It just doesn't look.
Well, because again, the way that it plays out, it is like a secondary action, because you have your initial get off of the ball, and that's a mono thing. I'm either getting in the gap or I'm going through you, but it's like that's a quick reaction first thing. Now whether you win or lose that in the tush push, now like that happens, Jalen hits, and then people push him from behind. So you've already kind of shot your physics load, so to speak, and then now you're getting hit with a second one.
Now, I wonder, just spitballing here. What if the safety come and push the linebacker or D lineman?
I suppose you could try that, but you got to like time that up.
Yeah, you have to really
kind of almost
time
like, and that's the whole problem with the secondary push, is because the timing of that becomes really odd.
You remember when they kept in the playoff game, they kept going off sides trying to
just
get
fuck it
the
up.
fucking timing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just it's just not good.
Yeah.
It's not good to watch. It's not good for the game. I do think there's an element of unacceptable danger to it, and I just think it's competitively unfair and against the nature of football.
Okay.
So get rid of the fucking thing.
We're about to get off here, but let me see what's going on right now. Nothing compelling, I don't think. Are you buying the Thunder right now as far as the best team in the West?
I
going
think
away?
we have it on tape that I predicted them to win the title.
Yeah, you did. You did.
I'm not going to back
in
off.
two different places, actually. We went on those other guys' podcasts.
I'm not going to back off that.
Yeah. I said Dallas at the time, but I get a mulligan.
No, you don't.
Luka's
No,
gone.
you don't. You don't get anything.
Man, get the hell out of here, man.
You make a prediction at the beginning of the year. The whole idea of that prediction is that you have to factor in all these things that can happen.
No, you don't have to do that. What if OKC traded Shea or something? Like, that's nuts.
Then I take the L and I don't ask for a mulligan. I fucking stand on business.
I'm not standing on
I know, you're not that type of guy. I'm telling you.
Detroit beat the Celtics.
In 2018, before a ball was kicked in the 2018 World Cup, this guy Chad calls me up and he says, "Hey, you're a soccer guy, right, Pink?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Who's going to win the World Cup?" What did I say? France. It happened. No mulligans. No bullshit. I got $500 out of that, though. I was happy. So, yeah.
The Pistons beat the Celtics tonight by 20 at home.
My goodness.
Pistons have won quite a few in a row. I want to say about 6 or so.
About a month ago, we were talking about the shame of Cade Cunningham playing his whole career in a bad situation. But they have a winning record. They're, I believe, kind of in that mid-tier of Eastern Conference teams.
Well, Cade has really been balling. Like,
right.
Cade
but I mean, he's literally pulling them to a level of like, hey, we're going to be in the mix here.
Yeah.
We're going to be in these playoffs. We're not going to be in the play-in per se.
He deserves real, like I'm talking about real MVP consideration. Like when you talk about MVP, and I know the NBA is even worse than the NFL in that they don't really care about the valuable part at all. But like Shea is a hell of a player, but that team is fucking loaded, man. Like those guys, all of those guys are like awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Detroit, they're flirting with like basically the 5th seed. They're tied for the 5th seed right now. I know, like, that's tough. But, hell, they gave it to Russ. Russ was like, I know he had a triple-double. He averaged triple-double.
Yeah,
but
you
Russ
gotta
was
do
like in
something
the 6th or
crazy,
7th
though.
seed.
Yeah, but you gotta do
But this
something
is something crazy.
Yeah.
He's uplifting the Detroit Pistons, who were like, they were the Carolina Panthers of the NBA just last season.
But
They didn't make any major moves.
But there's no narrative.
They bought Tobias Harris.
But they did. They found the right guy. Fuck you, Bubba. You misread Tobias.
I misread.
You should take him back. Like that guy should take back his pregnant wife with another man's child. Yeah, but again, like, there's no narrative.
No.
And that's
I'm trying to create one.
Power to you, Team Cade,
I'm trying to create
all
one.
day. But no, that's literally what it
I'm
takes.
becoming a Cade guy.
No, well, it's literally what it takes, though. And I mean, if you get like the national media and like the basketball, Twitter and all that to start talking about this, it can become a real
I was
thing.
on your side with that because not only did the beginning of this year, we talked about it last year too. Just like, oh man, look how awful Detroit is.
Yeah.
I mean, like they were like whatever, worse than the process Sixers. Like they were really bad.
Yeah,
And
he's
then-
just an unquestionable.
But he was
talent.
hurt a lot, last
yeah,
year.
yeah.
So it's not like
So
he
that's
was.
really why they plummeted like that. But yeah, I mean, he's a tremendous talent.
Yeah.
And it's great to see that he does this. So
Yeah.
I mean, and again, like Detroit's not the most appealing place, but again, if they get up to the 4th seed, maybe win a first-round series, go down guns blazing in the 2nd round, like maybe you got a little something going in Detroit. Maybe you can get some people.
Let me see who. 2 choices they would play. They would either play New York, or if they make it up to what basically they are 5, so they would play New York or Indiana as it stands right now.
Indiana, they've got to like their chances. New York, maybe a big ask, but
Yeah,
they
can go in there with some
Karl
confidence.
Anthony Towns is a vagina.
Got
Got that going for him.
Got that going for him.
Yeah.
I like Towns, man. Towns is
I know
playing.
you do.
He's
I-
playing well.
I don't care. He will never not be a vagina.
The problem with there is they got the in New York is the what's the guy's name? He's always hurt. The big man. And they're forcing Towns to play center the whole year. And he's playing well offensively.
Oh,
but
Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah, Mitchell Robinson.
Okay.
That's too much pressure on Towns to be asking him to play center in this. When you get,
If he was a real man, it wouldn't matter.
So
For real.
as a result of that, they have one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yeah.
But they're the 3rd best offense in the league. You got that going.
Defense wins championships.
But they're 0-9 versus the top teams in the league against Boston, Cleveland, OKC, and I think Memphis too.
Because Towns can't be trusted.
He can be trusted.
No,
He's
he
not.
can't.
It's not
No,
all
he can't.
him.
No, he can't.
Brunson is the face of the team.
Right, but you can't trust Towns.
I think Brunson is the problem. You know why I think Brunson is the problem? I think Brunson is the problem the same way I think Maxey is not what people think of him. Brunson is a hell of a player that can go out and get you 20, 25, or 30. But the other guy on the team is also the other guy on the opposite side of the team is also going to get 25 to 30 at the same time. That really cancels each other
And
out.
Brunson really doesn't get easy points either.
It's all tough.
Yeah, it's all tough.
All
It's
tough.
all tough.
So if he's even a little bit off that day,
Yeah.
he's such high volume. If he's a little off that day, they're screwed.
Yeah.
And they spent a lot of money on OG and Bridges, and they're not performing up to T. And they're supposed to be defensive guys, and they're not either. So they got a couple of issues. They put so much into this team. That's something to watch too.
That's another problem, yeah.
Yeah.
If you spend all the money and make all the moves to make this team, and it's not a championship caliber team, what have you done?
What have you done at the end of the day?
Not much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's early. I mean, it's year 1 of this, so. But it's not looking promising. It's so much is riding on Mitchell Robinson. I mean, so much. You want him to bring you from the worst defense to at least middle of the pack. That's a lot asking of Mitch, a guy who can't stay on the court for 5 consecutive games.
But regardless of injury, he's not going to play big minutes in the playoff series. Even if he's fully healthy.
Yeah.
He's not good enough to play extended minutes. He in a playoff setting, he's going to have to be like an energy defensive guy because that's really all he is. And you can't play those guys long minutes in a playoff series. You try to get it right.
They're going to have to. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the Rudy Gobert and all of that. I understand 1,000%. But they're going to have to. They're going to have to find a way.
Yeah.
to make that work, and which is also another problem. So yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see.
it's a flawed
I'm
roster.
not big on New York's chances.
I'm not at all. But I again, Towns is not that guy. Never will be. He won't.
To his credit, he is a power forward.
Sometimes you can see into a man's soul and see what he's all about, and he ain't about the right stuff.
Not about the right stuff.
Nah.
We'll see.
I've already seen it when I looked into his soul.
That does it for this week. We'll catch you guys next week on the bench.
All right.